questions first, and then we'll alternate between A-Dubs and Dashell. So between the YouTube and Facebook.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so what kind of questions?
Yeah, it's glorious. I'm loving this. And
sorry, this is the first time we've ever all been together, so we're having a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna start onto Facebook. So go ahead and y'all can all hang out for a second.
Guys, Crackerjack.
Oh my God. We need a Lux plushie, damn it.
God help me!
So
I bought
loud.
4 of the master plushes. I can't wait.
Oh my
for
God!
them.
Because of course you did.
You know something? I'm gonna be honest right now. I literally binge watched the entire series today, and it was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah. It was on my watch list like a while ago, and I just forgot about it. And then when I realized you guys were doing a panel, I was like, time to pick it back up again.
I think it's really underrated. I'll be honest.
It really
the
is.
amount of work and effort that they put into it. It needs way more exposure. I'm a bit heartbroken that more people don't know it. It's not just a bias because I'm in it. Everyone works so hard in it.
Yeah, but 2 words. I can sum up 2 words. YouTube algorithm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. It drives me nuts. I look forward to the day when YouTube's more about the artists and the people actually make the content rather than just talk show hosts.
Tell me about it.
To be honest, I don't know if it's coming back to that.
So
it
real
could
quick.
if they get the right people involved.
So
we're live YouTube.
Yeah, we are live on YouTube now, guys, and we are recording. So we unfortunately it looks like the Facebook Live won't let us go live. So Dashell, if you could head over to YouTube and help A-Dubs
sure
watch
thing.
the YouTube. I think that's probably going to be
help me. It's getting to be too much over here, I swear.
Oh my God. Oh boy, we got 44 viewers. Who are we?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Horrible.
Definitely the
Oh,
YouTube.
yay! I don't have a meta runner shirt, but my wife does.
Nah. This is all I can
hang
do.
Hang on. I'm an idiot. One second.
He's got a. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Wow, where'd she go?
Oh,
there it is.
My shirt.
Down with Lux. He's gone.
Aw, Anthony has bells.
Hang on.
Let
Hang
me see.
on, guys. Wait. This is Collateral, and I've got her.
Hey.
Oh, no.
I am
Creepy boy. Damn it, Lux.
Damn it, me.
Can't believe everybody else got all these plushies, but I don't.
What are you on about? You have
I need the new Tari. I need the new Tari, like in the what's it? The outfit, the last one.
Oh, the Tempest.
Oh, the Tempest one.
Need it.
Have you purchased it yet?
That's DLC.
I've got 2 Taris though. 2 regular.
I would really love a Masa Tempest outfit, for real IRL. I think I'm just going to commission a cosplay.
I gotta be honest. I kind of want the Bill one. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, that's pretty hot.
You want it?
I don't think it'd do much for my figure though if I wore the Bell one.
The Bill Tempest one.
I'm just waiting for Sophia to come out.
Alrighty, is everybody
It's gonna
here?
happen. You just gotta believe. I wonder if you'll have to put the dirt on her cheek yourself, or it'll already be on there.
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for coming to EquationCon 2020. It's a digital convention without borders. Thank you so much for being here.
For having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Robin, thank you so much for contacting us back and emailing us back, and then just contacting all of your cast members. We are very grateful.
Hey, Robin.
She's okay.
Absolute delight.
All right, so let's start off with a quick introduction. I am 3Malie. I'm one of the mods. So I'm one of the convention owners. Becky is also the convention owner. She's a co-owner and also a mod. And then we have our mods here, A-Dubs and Dashell. They are on the YouTube. They're taking all of the YouTube questions and we'll be funneling them to the actors. And then, so let's just kind of go one by one, however you guys want to want to do it and kind of introduce yourselves, and then we'll also do a quick summary of MetaRunner.
All right. Let's start off with Celeste, shall we? She is.
Sorry. I had a feeling it would start with me. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Celeste Notley Smith. I am a voice actor, a singer, a teacher, so I teach singing and acting and also high school. I'm also a mum of twins who are amazing. These are actually their dolls, by the way. I stole them from their bed. I absolutely love MetaRunner, so that's kind of me. Hooray.
Robin?
I'm ducking out a shot now.
Oh God.
Hey there, this is Robin. Theo. Hi. I'm Robin Barry Cotter. I am the voice of Theo, and I also have a YouTube channel called Anime America Podcast, so be sure to check that out. But also check out MetaRunner because it's awesome.
Jess?
Yep, Jess.
Jess. Hi, I'm Jess Bellicoat, and I'm the voice of Belle. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I direct, I act, I write, I teach drama, and I'm very privileged to be the voice of Belle.
David.
Yes. Hi there, I'm David J.G. Doyle. I'm the voice of Lux. I'm a voice actor, a singer as well, writer, and content curator, I guess is the best way to put it. I've worked with quite a few amazing talents. I'm working on a new channel called Imagivotion. Shameless plug-in, may as well. And Lux is an absolute delight. And I cannot wait for season 2. Anthony.
Hey there, my name is Anthony Sardina, or Antfish as some people on the internet know me as. I am the voice of Lamar Williams in MetaRunner, and I'm also a writer, director, and showrunner for Team 4 Star's Final Fantasy VII Mission Abridged.
Oh my goodness, can I just say, Final Fantasy VII, I'm loving the game. I'm so glad you're involved in that. It's so cool, man.
Yeah.
Loving it so much.
Final Fantasy VII is
we'll
amazing.
Talk about that later.
We will.
Oh boy, howdy. And now, LaHaley.
Hi. Hi, my name is Haley Nelson. I also go by Hey Elizabeth online. Kind of switching over just to my name now. But I am a actor, singer. I'm also an animator and I play Sophia. I forgot to mention that. That's pretty important. And yeah, I mean, this has just been so much fun. I always look forward to.
Your bandwidth's low.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. Haley, you cut out for a second. Would you mind reintroducing yourself?
We're getting major lag on the YouTube live.
The internet. Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Haley. I play Sophia, and yeah, I'm an actor and I'm a singer, and I'm also an animator and designer. And yeah, I MetaRunner's been amazing, and season 2 is gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna love it.
And that's everyone taken care of. Let's get into it.
Except for you, pal.
Oh, you got me. You got me. I can't believe this. I'm actually a little bit shy. Like, this is a little intimidating. Hi, I'm Brendan Barry Cotter. I'm the voice of Masa. I've been voice acting for about 20 years now. Geez, that sounds horrible. But yeah, just started off like just doing like stuff for Newgrounds and YouTube videos and DeviantArt. And yeah, like MetaRunner was, I think, the first big thing that I was in that really changed things. Apart from that, I was just in a bunch of, I don't know, like abridging and like I just impersonate DBZ characters and things. So yeah, no, I love MetaRunner and I love the community, and it's changed my life. This is, you know, the most important thing I've done.
Oh yeah, and let's also say we have the best fans ever.
Holy heck,
Thank you.
they're amazing.
You guys are awesome.
All right. Yeah, we have some people on. We have about 74 fans right now watching on the YouTube, and I can tell that there's already some questions coming in. So just want to lay some ground rules for the viewers when you're asking questions. Please don't ask for spoilers for season 2. we're just
Even
not.
we don't know.
Yeah. And try to you're talking to the voice actor, so while there are some good character questions, also remember that these are actors and they are people, so ask them some really good questions about them as their careers and not just character questions, please.
And let's keep the questions appropriate. Thank you. I already
Please
saw
keep
some.
them
Oh,
questions-
yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm taking my shirt off, guys. Don't even ask.
Appropriate question.
Damn.
Alrighty, so would one of you like to explain Meta Runner in your own words?
I think that should be Celeste.
Oh, why is it always me? Okay, so for me, Meta Runner is an anime set in sort of a dystopian future, where we have gaming as the main, I guess, the main business, the main income, the main economics, and everybody lives and breathes gaming. And Tari wakes up and doesn't know who she is or how she fits in the world, and she discovers that she has a bionic arm that she doesn't know what it's there for because she doesn't remember who she is. And the whole show is following her trying to work out how she fits in the world. And of course, within the first episode, there's no spoilers, it's all out, she discovers that she can actually sort of warp into games and has control over the environment in the games and can predict and have, what's the best path to take, which is a really cool ability. And so along the way, she meets up with MD5, who are a rebel group trying to take down evil corporations. So Lux is obviously the bad guy in that, and joins up with them and tries to take on the world. Yes, along with her sidekick Theo. That's it. That's my explanation of Meta Runner.
All right.
Is that good?
Spiel.
Can I have a like? Yeah, that's right, Celeste. Thank you.
All right. So we have a couple of questions from our attendees on our Discord. They got to, because they're attending our digital convention, they have first dibs on the questions. So I have a question here from Spyro747. They ask, what are some of your own bloopers from the show?
Oh, I am so proud of a couple of these.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to remember if there are any that really really caught me. Just a lot of tripping up, I'd say, and just like a lot bleh, like almost throwing up.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I hope that they make like a blooper reel of some kind. I think that'd be like really.
I've been asking them to. Yeah.
There was one that I did, but they didn't record it. I regretted that they never recorded it, and that was from episode 7 when Theo was supposed to give a pep talk to Tari. I was like, Tari, you can do it. Believe. But instead of that, I was like, Tari, get good.
Oh my gosh.
There was one. It was more kind of just like an improv thing, but it was a South Park reference, and I can't. That's one of my favorite shows, and so sometimes I'll just draw some improv from references from shows I like. Obviously, did not make the cut, but other than that, a lot of my bloopers are either current and then so can't really go in the show.
Yeah.
Does anyone ever find if you can make Jeff laugh, like you're doing good? Because he's like stone faced. Make him laugh. It's like, yeah.
He's a
I have
tough
been
audience.
told that because often we do recording at home as well, not just in the studio. And whenever the internet drops out and the boys disappear and you end up doing the voiceover, you end up just talking and just saying stuff just to see what would happen later on. And I've been told that those little gaps where you're having a little conversation with yourself are hilarious. So I recommend all of you do that. It is very funny.
Duly noted.
I'm just trying to think of. Other than flubbing lines, like I've never said anything over the top ridiculous. I don't think. Robin's been at some of my sessions. How about Robin?
Like you made a few like jokes here and there, but you were mostly just concentrating on your lines.
Yeah. Like I try to be
Brendan
so
takes
in the
it
zone
seriously.
with it. Guys,
serious,
I'm an
motherfucker.
actor. An actor.
With a capital A.
Emo, Musa, emo.
I think there was I don't know if it was a blooper or not, or if it was like an improv, but it was when Tari asked like, "Is that another body pillow?" And oh my gosh, I forgot. Sakura-chan. I have so many, I forget their names.
Miko-chan, wasn't it? No, I can't remember now.
I feel like Satsuki-chan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, and then the line was just like, "I'm a bit of a player." You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I don't know if the, you know what I'm saying, was, I forget if it was written in, but I was just like, I'm Will Smith in this. I'm Will Smith in this, and you can't stop me. And I'm so glad that they put it in. Just that zoom in on his face. Beauty.
I think there's like little tiny improvs I do, but like it's not for comedy. It's just, I'll try something different for the character, and sometimes it might get in, sometimes it won't. But apart from that, it's not like I'm trying to be funny, because my character, that's not their kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm meant to be the angsty boy, so it's really hard to do that.
Your character is so like just no comedy there.
We all need a Sasuke.
Yeah.
I get the reference.
I don't. I'm sorry.
I think that question's done.
Actually, no. There's one. No, there's one actually that I remember when I was just recording at home, and there was one line where I just wanted to send it. I'm going as like saying, yes, this is, yes. Remember, everyone has a phone.
I get the reference.
And yeah, that's a reference which has just become immortalized. I'm just going, we can't use that. I want to, but we can't use that.
Y'all have phones, right?
Oh man.
So we have a question from Amber. You guys have kind of touched on this already just through casual conversation, but they're asking, was it fun voicing the characters of Meta Runner, and how was the experience, like voice acting or working with Luke and his brother, etc.? If you would like give just like a story or something.
Yeah, we can all go through one. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff says hi.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Mr. Gang.
Yeah. Okay. So the boys, it's so weird when you meet them, because they're just like these two young guys who you just don't expect them to be doing this incredible thing.
So down to
working
earth.
with them. Sorry?
They're so down to earth, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
So and like when you hear the story of how it all came about and how it's a real family venture, it's just like gobsmacking. Can't believe it. And
Luke's
they're
a
really,
sweetie.
they were, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. And they are totally understanding of all of us and friendly with us. They're wonderful to work with. I remember one time recording with them. The first big scream that Tari does, when I think it's when her arm, like when they're like.
And you were pregnant at the time, you trooper, bro.
I was like really, really pregnant with twins, and there was this moment where we had to like do this scream, but there was a fan above the head, and so all the other actors who were there as well were holding big pillows above my head, big things above my head, so it wouldn't make a big ringing sound, and it was just one of the funniest
We made a
moments
fort.
ever. We made a fort above Celeste. Because my scream is just
It was
like
a
that.
bonding experience.
It was. It really was. It totally was. And we were together forever. But yeah, I think working with the boys and working with the cast has just been such a fun experience, and getting to, and not only that, because we also get to often do like some of the smaller characters as well. So you get to like play with different voices. It'd be really fun to see if the fans can pick up who plays who actually. But it's just been such a wonderful experience. I wouldn't have traded it. It's amazing.
I would say that sometimes they will ask you like, for like, if they think that you know your character, well enough, they'll ask you, what would your character say in this instance? At least it's happened with me sometimes, especially
me
in
too.
episode
They've done it with
when,
me.
Yeah, in episode 4 when we're in the car chase scene and there's that slow-mo shot, they're just like, what would Theo say in this moment as we're like, slow-moing away from that truck? I just looked at them and I just said, wee!
Oh God.
And I think also when they do it, it's not like them not knowing what to do. They're trusting their actors. Like they have such trust in us that they can go, you inhabit this character. What do you feel that they would do? And I think that's a great relationship to have with a director when they trust that you know your character to be able to express what they're thinking and feeling.
Yeah, and I remember what Luke said to me when I was being director for episode 4. You might remember this, girls. Just when it came to one particular line, said, okay, you need to make this sound as intimidating as you want. Like, you really want this to happen. Now make it a meme. And then I just went, okay. Tari, change of plans. I no longer want her abilities for Tazcore. I want her.
It's definitely become a meme.
Yeah, but I think what helped was just having those eyes just go full Nicolas Cage as I said the line.
I think for Sophia, it definitely helps that we kind of look alike. I mean, I don't have the shaved half head, but like
I see it.
But just those kind of characters where it's just sort of the comic relief and it just goes and hams it up. They're characters that I just absolutely love to play, so it was really natural for me, and I just have so much fun, especially because a lot of times I'll get the script ahead of time and then I'll read it, and just because I'm known for flubbing up really easily if I don't read the script beforehand, it's just really fun to think, okay, what kind of fun over the top thing can I do with this that's different, that would in both, and it's so much fun, and it was just really easy for me to get in character. And she's a big little kid, and that's kind of what I am. And so it's really easy to just kind of get
I think I'm more like Sophia than I am Tari. In real life,
Squad in the chat.
What?
There's a Sophia
Squad.
Oh,
yeah, they're going crazy. Yeah.
Hashtag Sophia Squad.
Yeah, actually, real quick, since you guys are seeing that, I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs. We have Amelia Cribb saying, I purchased the Masa. Is it Masa or Mesa plush?
Masa.
Nick Nichiporuk says, Masa is such a bad.
Bamf? Bamf? Is he a Bamf?
Yeah.
He's a Bamf.
We have a couple people just doing some shout outs. We have people chanting Tari.
Sorry.
There's a cult of Sophia now.
Now you need a chant. You need a chant for me. Die Lux, or Lux, die. One of you.
Mr. Monkey says, Meta
Deluxe?
Runner is the best web show I've ever watched.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
We have
After shout outs, I got a story.
We have Proxify saying Sophia. Ghost Gamer 260 says, you guys are amazing voice actors.
Thanks, Ghost. He's a cool cat. Subscribe to him.
We have a bunch of people just saying hello.
So,
alrighty.
What was the original question?
Yeah, I got lost.
What was it like meeting the boys?
Yeah.
Like meeting them or voice acting as the characters?
I think
Working with the boys.
Okay. I'll share my story. I haven't told anyone this one. So for me, when I was first learning to do Master, they had an idea of what sort of voice they wanted. They wanted a very cool cat, Spike Spiegel-esque, Steve Bloom sort of rich, deep voice, that sort of tone. But the problem, what I found when I was doing that voice was I could nail it for the audition. But then when you're that deep into a voice, when it's that deep, you don't have as much emotional range to play with. So initially, if you do look at some of because I've heard people mention, like they go, oh, how come Masa sounds different here and he sounds different there? And part of it is because we were trying to explore what to do with the voice too, because at that deep level, it's so hard to emote. Like I just could not get the nuance I wanted out of the performance. So they eased up a bit of the deepness in that. And while I was working on that character, I found I was so fixated on the voice. The voice mattered so much to me that I tell the boys I'm doing everything I could. I'd practice as much as I could. But then sometimes when you're so much focused on the sound of the voice, the acting can slide a little bit too. So at one point, the boys said, all right, ease up a little bit on the voice and let's try to have more emotion. We need you to connect with something a bit more. And so they said, all right, stay right there. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, I want you to talk to this. So they gave me so it's like, this here, this doll. I want you to nurture this doll. I want you to guide this doll like it's Tari, you know. So sitting there going,
method acting
at
I
this
can
doll.
get into, I'm not gonna lie.
Games are all about making the right decisions at the right times. Don't you agree, Mario?
Don't you agree, Mario?
And so essentially, after that session, they were really happy with what they got out of me with it, because it was hard. As an actor, I really cared about the voice. I wanted this voice to be unique. And in the end, like they said, we were really happy what you did. This is a present. So this is from the boys. This is what they gave me, and it sits on my shelf as a trophy, because we started having breakthroughs with Master 2 and finding more the nuance in the character. He's not just angsty boy as some people think. He's got so many layers, and I really thank Jeff and the boys for actually helping me discover the deeper sides to him. And he's not just angry all the time. There's so much subtlety in there, and I love them for that. But that's my little story, and I thought you guys want to see my little trophy.
Wearing an Aussie
somebody
jersey
in the
too.
chat saying we need to give some Sheridan love.
Yes, Dr. Sheridan.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes, that's
Sheridan
right.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
By the way, I love your energy in the takes for Sheridan. Like, is
Thank
it
you.
exhausting doing that?
Can I just be honest? I had no idea you played Sheridan, so.
Aha! And it worked.
He's a voice actor.
Yeah. There are times where we actually voiced other characters. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I also voiced the Elder Tomato, and they just said, all right. They originally wanted Morgan Freeman, but when they learned that I could do Optimus Prime, they just went, okay, that's got to be used.
Yeah,
So,
but
but I-
David, that's not your most famous role. Your most famous role are the trees.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's you.
I can't wait until season 2 is out to reveal my secret cameo. Like, people won't know this character until it comes out, but I'm so pumped.
Same deal with me, actually.
I can't wait to tell you guys who I got to play. So funny.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we have another question. This is from Cribs, and they ask, can you say your favorite voice line from Meta Runner as your character? So if we could just go one by one.
Yeah.
I can never remember them. David remembers every line. It's not fair.
I don't know why I do that. I actually memorize scripts and tell. Like, I can pretty much recite all of the original Star Wars trilogy and The Lion King.
I don't doubt it.
But even parts of Final Fantasy VII, even though there was no voice dialogue in the original game, that's kind of scary. But there's a few which I can think of for you, Celeste. And
Yeah, do it for all of us.
David, tell us all our favorite lines.
Yeah. Come on, Lux.
is that a body pillow? Oh yeah, that's Nova-chan. She's chill.
Now, do that line. Go.
Now do Jess.
What the hell are you doing here?
Now do Haley.
Are these too many questions?
But I have a favorite line, but I'll do both.
Do it.
Oh, do you want me to go first, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be first, Hales. Do it.
Sorry, roommate. Okay. Well, my favorite one is kind of her doing a voice, but like it's, hello, Tari. This is God. The other one, is this too many questions? And then her is like, take down the evil conglomerate Tazcon!
Hey!
I loved how hammy that was, like your energy, and that's amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's a lot of fun. I have to turn down the gain a little bit, but
Let's hear Ant. I want to hear Ant.
Well, I mean, I already said mine earlier. I'm a bit of a player. You know what I'm saying? Like that is my all-time favorite.
What's your most? All right. What's your favorite dramatic thing? Would
Dramatic?
you say out of?
Jeez.
Oh my gosh, it's hard. It's hard to pin down because there's so many. Let me think.
We have some pretty good bands back and forth.
Yeah, when the banter between like Masa and Lamar is really, I'd say like Lamar's like the angel on Masa's shoulder of like, come on man, like this is a bad idea, people are gonna die, and he's like, no, I don't care.
I'm the devil. I'm the devil.
I gotta admit, I love all of my lines, but I sincerely love the line about the thongs, saying socks and sandals line. Hey, socks and sandals look cool. That's my favorite line. I can't help it. It's cute.
This is my
Very Doctor Who.
This is my Americanness coming out, but when you said songs, I immediately thought
I know.
Yeah,
I realized, and that's why I fixed
Right.
it. I fixed it. Socks and sandals, but yes, we call them thongs, flip flops.
Yes.
About to say, right?
What about you, Jess?
It depends what mood I'm in because I have so many.
Funny to me.
Quintessentially Belle, it has to be. You'd be surprised what people would do to be number one. Quintessential Belle. But then I like Lux. You are so creepy right now. The dynamic between this duo.
It's really appropriate. So.
Yeah.
How about you, Robin?
I don't want to repeat the same story I did yesterday when I first did my panel, but I don't think a few of you don't know what happened in the studio when Brendan was recording his lines. And I was just waiting around, just watching the animators work. Luke was like, hey Robin, do a line for Theo in your voice. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, no, wait. I want you to do this particular line for Matthew. And Matthew just slowly turns around like, no, because he was the one that had to animate the scene. Dari, hurry up. Dari, hurry up.
I love it.
Hurry up.
I love
He
that
just
moment.
kept
That is
hearing
my
that line
favorite
over
thing.
and over again in his head. And
that poor
it just would not leave his mind. So when he was like, do that line, but say like, Matthew, hurry up, Matthew, hurry up. Matthew's just like,
no.
I'm like, is that Matthew? And I just went up to him, Matthew, hurry up. Matthew, hurry up. Matthew,
Glitchy
hurry up."
HR. I'd be harassed at work.
Everyone was
Oh my
laughing, and
God.
Matthew's just like,
I do like I do love your like death from above.
battle
That
to
was
the
hilarious.
death.
Yeah.
It's such a good character. I love Theo so much.
I like
you do it
Louise.
so well.
For me, my favorite dramatic line, because a lot of the time when I was doing Masa, like episode 9 was the one point where I was allowed to let the floodgates open with my anger. Like, because they're like, no, we want you to hold some of your emotion back, you know, so you're saying something, but it's you're holding back. But then in that episode, we really need a lot of emotion from you. So when Belle and Masa are going at it, it was so cathartic to just let this floodgate come out, open up. It was like, do you even hear yourself right now? How do you still not understand? Lux killed Lucidia! You know, like that anger, like it felt cathartic to get it out because he's whole time, like even back and forth with Lamar, he's holding back some of these because he understands Lamar doesn't understand what he's thinking and what he knows. So it was just great.
It's
And
nice
the
when you
other-
get those moments where you get to like jump out and suddenly, like especially for like your character who's trying to be quite restrained, and mine
Yeah.
too, and then all of a sudden to be able to just yell out and get that
Oh, it's
frustration out for
cathartic.
your character is such a nice feeling. And I know there's moments like that in season 2 as well, so it's going to be really cool to see.
It's
the
gonna be
development
lit.
of
Oh my
those
god, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The line that I like that it's warm, a warm line that Masa has that I love is about games are all about making the right decisions at the right times. Because I
Which
mean,
is true,
to be honest
really.
with you, it's a metaphor for life. Like life is just a series of little games we win and lose, and sometimes you just got to make that moment. There's risk and reward, and you just got to jump for it sometimes. And it's about calculating those sort of moves. But yeah, I like that because it was deeper. It was a beautiful line put in there. I think possibly Jeff put that in. Yeah. Anyway, anyone else?
Very, very quick story. Sorry, I had because it's a really important line, and everyone, I remember in the last episode when Tari calls out Theo, that really dramatic Theo moment.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing how like the fans responded to that, like the emotional connection they had to it. But I realized when I was recording that line, I have a neighbor. I was doing it at my house, and their little kid's name is Theo.
Oh
and
boy!
I had to scream Theo over and over again. I would say 20 times in 20 different ways, and I only realized after the fact that his bedroom's like right near my house. So awkward. So it does have an emotional impact, but just remember the trauma for the child. So.
And actually, I got one. There's not many funny Lux moments, except for just short bits and pieces like "Belle, look out!" and things like that. But there's actually one blooper which, at times, I wonder if the guys remember this, because I hope it's recorded somewhere. It's the line where he crushes Theo's cartridge. I remember doing that line the first time. He just went, "This is Collateral." God, I want to punch myself in the face right now.
Okay.
Like, you're doing it right.
So we have a question for Celeste from Angel the Cool. They asked, how did you get into voice acting in the first place?
Okay. So I'm a stage actor and a singer, and that's and I know Haley, I know you were that too. So
I think
musicals, that counts.
It does count, yeah. Actually, I knew Brendan before from a musical, so there you go. And I guess there was a natural progression into voice acting. I've always loved to create characters and character voices, and of course, voice acting is much more than just character acting. In fact, the main job is commercials and things like that. But this is what I actually love to do, so it's amazing that I was able to step into this pretty quickly with this role. And also, when you have children, especially twins, it's very, very hard to get out there and do 10 weeks of rehearsal and then jump into a show for a couple of months or even longer. And so I thought this would be a natural progression to still do what I love, and I love it so much, but to be able to also do that, manage having kids, manage having another job, and but if I wish that this was all the job was. I wish, because I love commercial acting, that's fun, but this is where it is for me. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's dummy thick?
See, now I still don't know.
Do your research. You're an actor.
I wish I could answer you right now, but I don't know because, yeah, so.
The sounds keep alerting the guards, that's why. The sounds keep alerting Cat Corp.
I don't know what any of this means.
All right.
Jess and I, we always talk about how we don't know what anything means. We're like, I don't know.
Yeah, that meme reading. That was a fun day. And I'm very proud of this, where I improvise a line, and I'm still waiting for that fat-ass plumber. Someone actually drew a picture of Lux as a princess saying that with Belle laughing on the floor on my Instagram, and I just love it so much.
Well, that's because of that I'm a pretty princess line that you did.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty princess.
I'm still waiting for a follow-up with MD5 for reading memes. I think it needs to happen. What do you reckon, guys?
You know what? Vote for it. Spam the SMG4 chat discussion.
Let the boys know. Let the boys know what you want.
MD5 video. MD5 video.
That a few of the work.
God, someone just said that Master is dummy thick in the chat. It's like that. You know where he's lying down at the end of episode 9? He's like, that is the ass of Meta Runner.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I can't join in the joke because I don't know what it means.
It means you're very buff and muscular, basically.
Ah. Okay.
Beautiful.
But muscular.
All right, A-dubs, you we're opening up the YouTube questions now. We're gonna try to get through as many as we can, but we got about 20 minutes left, guys.
Oh, come on. Let's extend it just a
Let's
little
do it.
bit.
If you guys can extend it, I'm sure. I'm okay.
Yeah, why
Thumbs
not?
up if you
Let's do
can.
it.
As long as
Okay.
there's like no one else afterwards.
The first thing isn't necessarily a question. It's someone wanted you to Claudia Bonilla. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. Please forgive me. They said, can you ask the Meta Runner cast what pets they own because they have a puppy named Gray?
Aww. I bet Gray is the best boy or girl, whichever they believe or are.
They are best to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have pets. I'm sorry.
I
I had a
know.
dog when I was young.
Loud.
We can have a goldfish, but our landlord said no fur babies allowed. But I do feed some of the cats in our neighborhood, and my
Wait.
friends are just like, "Why do you have cat treats in your bag?" And I'm like, "Because." Shut up.
No, that's not true. We do have one pet.
What?
Oh.
Is he voiced by Alan Tudyk?
Oh man.
Okay, you're the voice
we're
doubler.
sad. We would have pets if we could. We used to have we had fish. And what else did we ever have?
We had a rat once.
We had a pet
Ah,
rat.
no!
I had a rat. I
Hey,
had
screw
one.
you. Rats are awesome.
They're cool. Yeah.
Joe
The
loves
domesticated ones are cool.
Yeah, that's you gotta. They teach turtles kung fu. You can't get cooler than that.
No, I live on the bush, and so when there's a rat, that means it's coming from the bush into my roof, and that's just not nice.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I do not have any pets, but when my sister was living with me, she owns a like a half Boston Terrier, half pug. It's the ugliest little thing, but it's so
No,
cute.
that sounds amazing.
She had like a little underbite and everything. She looks
How
like
does
a
it
goblin.
breathe?
It's difficultly. It breeds ugly, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I'm weird because I live in the Blue Mountains and I used to have a cat, little tortoiseshell kitty named Mandy. Sadly couldn't keep her. But I'm also a dog person. Like I grew up with dogs. Like I had a Labrador cross at one stage when I was a boy, followed by a miniature poodle who we named. Okay, actually here's a funny story. We were big into Hercules and Xena back in the day. God, this is showing my age.
Disappointed.
But we decided to name the poodle after one of the gods. And my stepfather, who's a Maori chief, said, "No, we got to name him after one of our gods. We're going to name him after our god of war." I went, "Okay, how's that? We're going to name this poodle Tumatoanga,
Oh my god, I haven't even had a what? Say
No.
it again.
the Maori god of war." I went, "Okay." And the funny thing is that's when I started learning a bit more about the Maori culture. I even learned how to write that name. But it's just funny when you just see this poodle and people ask, "Oh, what's his name?" And we just go, Tumatoanga. Every single face was unique and priceless. But whenever I live in the Blue Mountains, sometimes I have a wallaby come up right into my backyard. I am not kidding you. Just wallabies here and there. Yep.
It's not true. There are not wallabies everywhere. It just so happens he lives in a place where wallabies are. So it doesn't. There are
Yeah.
not wallabies everywhere. It's exciting when you see a wallaby.
Not as exciting when a tiger snake came right at the back of your house, which happened once.
Guys got to be careful about drop bears, I hear.
Oh yeah, guys,
Yeah.
seriously.
Oh, no.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yes. Avoid the northern part of Queensland. Just
Oh,
Yeah,
the drop bears.
rampant.
They're
with drop
they're
bear
rampant
everywhere.
and they're the most vicious.
Dashel, do you want to take the next question?
Yeah, sure, I can do it. All right. So, from I believe his name is Dr. Monkey. His question is out of
PhD.
How do we know what he's qualified to do?
so
He's from Earthworm Jim.
so his question is so out of Meta Runner there are 4 like video games. For the entire cast, what's your favorite video game in Meta Runner?
Tempest.
Come on.
Oh, in Meta Runner,
Tempest,
okay.
right? You can't be Tempest.
I've had friends ask if Tempest is real. Like, are they going to make Tempest? Because people want to play Tempest. It makes me think it'd be like a Rage Shadow Legends knockoff or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
boy.
sorry, I'm watching
Video
Robin's
game
face and she's
character
really
over here, Battle
upset.
Front.
I like Ultra Jump Mania. Ultra Jump
Yeah,
Mania.
me
is my
too.
favorite.
Yeah.
Also
Oh,
love
yeah,
Ultra Jump
sorry.
Mania.
Yeah, I mean,
Good place.
Yeah, okay.
I like
Dinner for me
best
tonight. I
music.
love Ultra Jump Mania.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I will say this. Battle Blaze has the most amazing theme out of all of them. Can't deny that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
got a good
top
one.
theme. Ooh,
AJ knocked it out of
Yeah.
the park with that with Matthew. Like just
so
oh,
good.
I love it.
Oh yeah.
It's very, very
Haley.
reminiscent of like Mick Gordon's works.
Haley,
Oh,
we
yeah.
need to sing.
Wow.
We need to sing the opening one together, okay? Because I know
Oh
you're
my
a singer.
God, yeah.
We should totally do that. That's gonna happen.
Yeah, message me. I'd love to duet. That'd be
Yes.
great.
Are we gonna get a first live rendition now?
Yeah.
No.
Are
Oh,
we?
God.
I don't know the
It's
words.
only-
I'm
yeah, I
going to
don't
just
know
go.
the lyrics.
Always running.
Always running.
I know that bit.
That opening is really great.
Oh, so cool.
His
So
heart
good.
gives the warmest glow. Is it? Is that the first line?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I just know there's a line. I think that I could.
Hold
sing
on,
it.
I'll find the lyrics.
Well,
I'm making this
it-
No,
happen.
it's we're not
Oh, the
doing
end
it. We're not
song
doing
better.
it.
Well, when you guys do that,
Celeste, it's
contact
not
Persuasion Con, and we'll run you live. All right,
That'd be so
A-Dubs.
cool.
I'm always running.
Oh, okay. Becky, would you mind taking the next question?
Who's taking the next question?
I don't know.
Okay. So our question is from Noah Nelson Butcher. He says, if you were to choose one character to be a virtual YouTuber, which character would you choose?
Hey.
Well, it's got to be Theo. He's already got the experience.
No.
To,
Mm.
Aw,
hey, everybody.
Lamar. I pick Lamar.
Yeah, I choose Lamar too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Lamar-
choose.
Lamar would be.
I like his
amazing.
What
swag.
would you do, Lamar? What would be your YouTube channel?
Top 10 best waifus of the hour. There's so many. How do you just choose one a week? Nah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Body
or
flow breakdown.
yes. Yes. I just break into to like Sleep Country or whatever and just sleep around there.
Well, technically, we have Robin as a YouTuber. Robin, do you want to work with him to make a top 10 waifus, like and making a Lamar list? You can make
know
that
what?
happen. You do top
That'd be
10s anyway.
glorious. And we have to work on our own top 10 soon enough too, don't forget. But as for me, I'd pick Theo's Spanish cousin because my is interesting.
I actually want their like, cause they were like, I'm not confirming anything, but like they were dreaming of like actually producing an Ultra Jump Mania in for real, like an actual game of it. And I want there, if you like beat the game, I want there to be like a reward that, hey, you beat the game, now beat it as Theo's Spanish cousin.
Oh my god. And it's like a mirrored
Oh,
version.
that'd be great. I would love that. I would be the one screaming, Crackerjack!
Wait, what's his name then? I'm curious. What would his name be?
Leo.
Leo.
Dio.
Dubs, do we have another question?
Yes, next.
Hey, yeah,
Nope.
we got tons of questions over
Nope.
here. then.
Now it's just free time for all of us to talk like we always do.
Is it like
Okay. They
Did it cut
said
out?
what? I cut out?
No.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Excuse me. We can hear you.
I think I hear
Confusion.
Robin crying in the background. Robin, can you hear us?
Are you okay?
She's frozen.
Oh no, I think we lost both Robin and Brendan.
Oh dear.
I think their internet
No,
went
no,
down.
no. Come on.
No.
I'll harass them on Facebook.
Just their videos. Their videos are frozen, so maybe they'll come back, but I think it's on their internet side since both of them are in the same place.
Yeah.
So we have a mod working on that. Becky's gonna see what's going on. Yeah, they seem to go out. Celeste, are you still with us? Oh no, did we lose Celeste too?
Oh, come on.
Losing everyone.
Dun dun dun.
Oh no.
We're
Celeste
dropping off.
Awful.
We're dying.
dropping like flies. All right, well, we're gonna work
Hang
on
on.
getting them back, but we'll continue on the questions while we contact them and see and try to get them back onto the Zoom.
Can't take all of us.
All right. A-Dubs, what's another question from the YouTube?
Okay, most of these are about memes. What's your favorite meme?
Ooh.
Jeez, rip my
and
heart out, why
always.
don't you?
Forever and always, I will have to say steamed hams is by far my favorite meme of all time. I have like
Oh yeah, that was glorious.
I have the shirt that looks like the Burger King logo, but it just says steamed hams on it instead, and it's so. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a gag from The Simpsons where it's that whole scene of Superintendent Chalmers coming over to Seymour's for dinner. He's like, "Well, Seymour, I made it despite your directions." And
I hope you're ready for an unforgettable luncheon. Hey, welcome back, Sally.
Hey, return. So anyway, back to steamed hams being the best meme ever made. There you go. See? There you go. See? You know.
I had a feeling something like that would happen.
Yeah, the question is, what is our favorite memes? So that's what we're.
Of all time, not just from what we've done.
Well, what else? What else?
God.
Other people's favorite memes?
Honestly, I mean, I can't really pick a favorite because there's always one that kind of tops the other, but really anything to do with SpongeBob because I grew up watching SpongeBob,
Yeah.
so SpongeBob memes are they're my favorite.
Mom.
I love the videos where it says as portrayed by SpongeBob videos. I love those videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now, as for me, again, this is showing my age because a lot of memes which I love are those character memes like the Courage Wolf and Sun Clarity Clarence and things like that. One that I love was the Insanity Wolf, the literally insane version of the Courage Wolf. One of them finds wasp nest, free pinata, things like that.
See,
Or-
I know there's so many. I have so many saved on my phone, but the one that's always, and this is a very early one. Let's see if everyone can remember this one. I'm a cat. I'm a kitty cat. And I dance. I'm a cat.
That one, that's old.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
I haven't thought
that
of
is
that
a
in
really
ages.
old one. That's got to be one.
But that is
the
a glorious one.
Glorious. I got one of
Like
my singing students sing it over and over again.
Sorry, guys, I respond.
Hey!
The chat was like, you guys got sucked into the game.
Oh
The question is, what's your favorite meme? Jessica, did you
Hi,
did.
Jessica.
I find that question daunting. Again, based on my feeling, is what my favorite meme is.
Well, what are you feeling right now?
What are you memeing right now?
Favorite meme.
Yeah. What are you memeing right now?
What do you meme?
I do like a good baby meme, like a good baby with attitude and a perfect quote. I'm all over that shit.
Like success, baby.
Success,
Hey?
baby,
Oh, yeah.
that's the one.
Yes,
More
this
like
baby is
success
great.
12-year-old now.
I do
Yeah.
like the
Oh.
Dawson's Creek one. The Dawson's Creek one's still one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
That's just glorious.
Is it the
beyond
Vanderbeek crying one?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's glorious.
Hey,
Oh, man,
that's
I-
my word. All right.
I
Any
feel bad that there's
Anchorman
like
magnificent bastard one as well. I love it.
Mm.
Love a good Anchorman.
oh man, that escalated quickly. That's a good one.
Nice.
But steamed hams is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel-
baby.
you called it first, but I like Robin will even tell you. Like someone did a remix to that. Yeah. what
Gorillas?
Oh, gorillas.
It's so good. It's
Oh,
like
I love that.
Windmill.
Superintendent Chalmers.
Steamed hams.
Steamed hams.
I go to karaoke and I can't sing the regular version of that song. Like I forget the words. I'm like, all right, steamed hams. Here we go. Aurora Borealis.
All right, we have a fan that wants to show you guys a picture. It's actually
Oh.
pretty
okay.
cute.
Okay.
Looks like they're handmade. This is from
Aw.
BradyFish819. They sent it on Discord and Instagram.
How do I
Let's
see
see.
Oh, hang on, just
Hang on,
Pull
you
it back.
got
Oh.
your.
there we go.
I can kind of.
turn it off.
Oh, no,
Oh.
you guys are gonna have to see my room.
Oh.
Reveal.
The big reveal.
Oh wait, my room's showing. No.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Here we go. There.
Ta-da.
Can
Oh
it-
my
is it-
gosh.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's pretty adorable.
Tari has one eye.
They kind of look
Still
like
got the hair.
they kind of look like Mario RPG characters. That's so awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I want one.
Yeah, the fan art. I don't know if you guys have been checking any of the fan art out, but I get tagged and
amazing.
sent a lot of stuff on Instagram, and it's just
Yeah,
like gorgeous. I remember there was one that like. I think I might have posted it and said this is like my favorite fan art I've ever seen. It's just stunning. I can't even remember the name of it. If I find it, I'll repost it.
Is there like a
but-
hashtag people follow, or is it just stuff that
if you follow, I know that I've just been following hashtag MetaRunner, and people just tag it, tag whenever they do.
People just tag my account.
The fan art.
Makes sense.
There's not much of Lux, but I can understand why. But
say the cosplay,
There's
too,
no
like
love
the
for Lux.
cosplay. So like I know that just shout out to Ikez because he's been doing amazing cosplay for like right from the beginning, and
Yes.
he's done some
Is that
awesome-
that guy
awesome
that does
work.
all our characters? Like he
yes, Ika,
Yes,
he's awesome.
Ika's
He's
been
awesome.
amazing. So if you're out there watching, which I'm sure you are, man, awesome job. Like seriously.
salute.
Yeah, shout out.
I do see it. I do see it.
Oh,
it's
Haley,
a
get on
double
and have a
check.
look. It's
Oh.
incredible. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Has he done Sophia as well? I think he has.
Yeah, he has. He's done them
I gotta
all.
see that.
He's even done
Oh,
the
it's amazing.
senior.
Amazing. It's amazing.
All right,
Yeah.
so that leads us into
But
our
I know
next-
there's a bunch of cosplayers, so they're just.
Next question. Next
Oh,
question.
sorry. That leads us into our next question, Becky.
Yeah, it was from
You're
TW
muted.
on YouTube.
You're-
They said,
you're
what
muted.
do you guys think of your fans and all the fan-made stuff they have made
Oh.
and or plan to make?
You are the reason why that we actually have in my case careers that are actually really coming up now. Like you are amazing, and the support that you show us and the show as a whole, the gratitude is something we really cannot express. I know, kind of speaking on behalf of everyone here, but that's my perspective.
Well, yeah, like with voice acting, I mean, it's much easier when you're on camera as a person. You know, people get to know you, they want to research you, find out about you. But as a voice actor, you don't often have that kind of level of I guess, in-depth research going into who you are. So to have the fans like wanting to ask us questions, wanting to interact, that's really amazing. Like it makes you feel like you're a person, not just a drawing.
There's something I also want to sort of add to it. There's something that a lot of people don't think. Like it's a little different for us as Australians versus like Canadians or Americans. There's already industries there for this sort of stuff, you know. So if they want to audition for Funimation or any of these other places, that it's, you know, they can get a plane there quite easily, but it's very expensive for us to even break into an industry like that. But I think part of it is luck, you know, that something in Australia, like Australia is not known for producing, I guess you would call it anime. I don't know. Would you classify it?
Well,
sort of as an
anime cartoons, like Joran Gross, the guy who did the Blinky Bill cartoons, like he was the last, and after he retired, there was practically
There's nothing animated
left.
here.
Well,
thing
come
is,
on,
anything-
Bluey. Like, there's Bluey, like the greatest show.
Oh, yeah,
ever made,
Bluey.
but, yeah.
Oh yeah, but very rare.
But
otherwise.
in terms of this sort of project, like there's nothing like it. So we lucked out. So it's a big deal that you guys support this, because these are people that are following their dreams. They put everything into this. Like the
there's huge
passion that these
campaigns throughout Australia for like supporting the arts here, because Australia usually just gets everything from North America. So
yeah,
we
some
import
people,
everything.
There's no point. Yeah. So
And
there's all
what
these
is our-
campaigns of like supporting the arts and creating different things that Australia can be proud of. So the fans that go above and beyond to show how much they appreciate MetaRunner and they want more of it, it tells the industries of Australia that this is worth your time. Like people want to see our ingenuity and creativity.
We're a small country, but at the end of the day, look what we're producing. These guys have just poured everything into it, and you guys supporting it. You might not think, oh, so what? I share a meme or I tag someone to MetaRunner. It's a huge deal. It's massive. It's bigger than you guys realize, and that's why, like, I'm always going to talk and engage fans with MetaRunner, and that's what I have been doing. And because I appreciate it, and every message, every meme you send me, every fan art, like I appreciate it all. And I'm sure the rest of the team would feel that way too. It's a big deal. Like it really is. I can't say this enough. Thank you.
okay.
Like you have the most sincerest gratitude from us.
Yeah, even if we don't respond, we see it. So yeah, just know that if you tag us, we're gonna see it. So
yes, yeah, I'm not a massive social media person. I'm just not. So when
Me
I do
neither.
see it, it's yeah, we talk about this often. But we do see it, like Haley said, we love it, we appreciate it. It means a lot to us. So keep it up. I love it.
Still getting
The
likes
level of
and
enthusiasm
shares from
amongst
that
the fans
video
is just
means.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like I posted something the other day, and then everyone's post saying how excited they are for season 2 was just awesome. That we
Yeah,
already
it's
have those
going.
people hanging out for it. It's exciting.
Mm.
Might I just add?
Good stuff are coming.
It's so much harder knowing some things and just keeping your mouth shut too. Like season 2 is so exciting. Like yeah, you guys are gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
It's worth waiting for. Trust us.
Yeah, and trust us again, no one's more keen to see it than us.
Like we're voicing it, we kind of know what's going on, but we're not gonna be satisfied until we see the final product.
Yeah,
you
we-
don't
we
even
don't
you
know
don't
until
you
we
don't
see
get it until you see it. Like it just makes it suddenly it comes together. And I remember that when I watched it, I went, "Wow, this is actually really good." Like I'm in this amazing show. What happened? What? So yeah,
I remember I gasped at something. Remember we were watching it. I was like, oh, God.
And we watched the
Okay,
last episode, all of us together
Fantastic.
too.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
while this is happening here, did anyone have a moment? Because I need to know that I wasn't the only one. Where there was a moment when your character came up and you knew what was going to happen in a dramatic moment, but you got shivers. You got like this tingling in your spine, like, oh my God. Like
Oh,
when,
yeah.
spoilers, when Master gets shot, like I still went, oh my God. Like I
Yeah,
jumped.
that's where I gasped.
That's where we gasped.
Yeah.
We
That
were
was
sitting
the
there
gasp.
together, like, and like that was the thing because we all watched. I don't know if the fans know this, but we watched the last episode together at a screening before it had come out, and
a full run, a full binge run.
Yeah, full run of the whole thing. But then you
Yeah.
got to that last episode, and I couldn't believe how incredible that last episode was, and there was audible gasps from us. We were just. It was so exciting to watch. Yeah.
That tells
Yeah.
you something when you know it's coming, but you're still not ready for it, and the way they orchestrate it just gets you.
Yeah.
But yeah, what about Anthony and Haley? Did they have a moment like that?
Yeah, I'd say at the end of episode 3, when I first saw like Lamar go on the screen, he's like, "Don't worry, little man, I got this." I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
To be honest, the scene that like gives me kind of chills and that I just love the music. It's just so awesome for it, and it's not even my character, but it's when Tari finally makes the deep mountain glitch.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
dive?
God, it's just so
Yeah, the
cool.
first dive.
That part.
Yes.
I like AJ's amazing, like as a composer. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that moment because I'm like, oh, I can hear the theme, and when the piano starts, I'm like, oh,
Oh
here it
my
is! It's the best.
Now
Well,
it's
listen,
an anime.
There's two, yeah, that Tempest
It's like the
moment,
Blitz,
Haley, that was the big one
yeah.
for me. But then the other one was when Belle summons the meteor shower.
Oh,
and
the
it's just
fireballs.
most
Yeah.
Yeah.
intense scream I've ever heard Jess do, and she does like some massive yells.
Echoing.
Um,
yeah.
I was exhausted after that session.
I know, so tired. But it was just, oh my God.
Need a nap.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
also the part where everyone goes right. That was also awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh yeah, ended on a high note.
Yeah.
Have
For
anyone
me,
seen those group sessions of people reacting to that episode?
No.
Oh, that's great.
I should-
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all
They-
over YouTube. If you type in like Meta Runner reaction, the best
Oh,
ones are like the
that's so good.
compilation ones.
Ah, okay.
yes. and
Episode
Ghost
10,
Game is a
like,
bit
just
underrated for
seeing
that. Not saying that because he's a friend.
full range of emotions from the audience, just like that part where Tari performs the glitch, everyone's just screaming, "Yeah!" and they're cheering for her.
Screaming when
And
Master's
people
arm
were
got
cr-
shot.
Like they freaked out when they saw Masa's arm, and they were just like,
Like,
"Ah!"
oh damn!
I actually cried with Theo, and I'm just like, guys, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. They're all one was going, no, Theo! And one
Actually,
guy called Lux said straight up F and idiot, and was like, and I just went, dude, I know how you felt. I wanted to punch myself in
I
the
think,
face
I think
after I
some of
did
them
that
called
line.
you a monster.
Yes,
I
they
just remember
did.
something I remember something funny that I'd totally forgotten about that I could probably tell you guys. So when I was recording episode 9, I thought for some reason, I don't know how I got this in my head, but I'd gone over the script and I thought it was like the Matrix. If your character dies in the thing, they're done. And I thought they hadn't told me this, so I thought my character was being written out. So it's like, well, what are you waiting for, Lux? So I said it. I did the line delivery. I'm like, did it so dramatically. Like I knew this was it. Like, well, what are you waiting for, Lux? Do it.
Oh,
It was Belle who shot you, man.
And Jeff's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, my character's gone, right? Like, this is it. Like, no, he's not gone. He's dead in the game. And I thought Massa was like gone.
Brendan.
Yeah,
well, what are you waiting for, Lux? Do it.
I remember I had to respond like the fact that you'd been shot and you died, and I remember doing it thinking, yeah, but don't you like you're just sitting like right there in front of a computer game. Why am I getting so upset that you've died in the game?
Which just brings me back to Theo's moment. I believe that you. Oh. When I first saw that, I laughed so hard.
I'm the one that's dying because I'm the game character here, and I'm just like, you just have to believe. Oh.
Hey, so we've reached 7 o'clock here Pacific time. Would you guys like to go until 7:30? You think?
I don't mind. I'm having fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
I
right.
can do it.
We'll check in again.
We have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
Do you guys have things you need to do? Are we holding you guys up?
No. Our entire week has been dedicated to Equation Con. This has been a full time.
If you guys are having fun, I'm happy to keep going. Like
Yeah,
I don't
me
even
too.
need a limit.
Very
Today's
Voice
open.
I just like hanging out with you guys. I've been
yeah.
not talking to any other humans for so long. It's so great.
Yeah, all right. It feels weird.
Kind of the whole idea of Equation Con is to be able to entertain the people that need support and entertainment and just hope during this time. So if you guys want to just keep talking, that's what.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, all right, perfect. So
Yeah, for it.
Dashell, let's take 2 questions at the same time and we'll kind of go around.
All right, sure. So first question is from George6578. What's your favorite part in the whole series?
I think a majority of us already said like the part at the end in Tempest when Tari's doing her Kingdom Hearts dive.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Little bias.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
But I have a favorite episode. Episode 4. Just that whole driving thing was awesome.
Yeah, the car chase. Yeah, the car chase is sick.
Yes.
I don't
and let's
care if
not
it makes me
forget-
look biased, but my favorite is that moment where like Tari gets knocked under the block and she's under the tower.
Yeah.
And Massa it's just mono a mono, and he knows he could probably take Belle at that moment, but he can't sacrifice his queen. You know, so he's at that point going, I have to like do everything I can to make sure she's fine, regardless. And he does that. Yeah, you know, the black and white like cutaway is just beautiful of him hacking and slashing. But even while he's blocking most of them, he gets hit by a few. So you hear the as he's still fighting it off. And I don't know, it was just epic. That fight was so amazing.
It was. That was one of the best.
What about the
fights I've
chibi
seen in a while.
scene though? The
Oh,
chibi
so
guys.
cute.
Yeah, little tiny cute ones.
Haley, your chibi is freaking adorable.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
It was so fun voicing the chibis too, guys, wasn't it? Just doing their little.
Yeah, just
Yeah, doing that little.
I only got an evil laugh with that chibi. I felt so cheated. That's-
Then Chibi Bell comes out. I mean, come on, that's hilarious, right?
he just kind of shows up with half It happens.
All right.
I'll
So
have my own.
question 2 from Iker Sepulveda. That's a hard name. Sorry if I butchered that one. What was the hardest part of recording Metarunner? Like, what scene was hardest for you guys?
all of
I
all
was
of episode
gonna
10 for me.
say
Just all of
my-
episode 10.
I was gonna say with my favorite scene quickly was from episode 7 where Theo launches himself into the air and you just see this tiny little speck falling in the background.
So, I want to crack up.
probably the hardest part for me was just screaming and shouting like, yeah! And then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, my voice,
Yeah. Yeah, the days where you have to do the big fight scenes, often you don't do, sometimes you do them the same day, sometimes you don't. And it can be a couple of hours and you have to visualize, you have to actually physically act it, or you're not going to get the right sound. And it is exhausting. And there are some like massive fight scenes, as you know. So especially the ones between, I'm sure Belle will tell you that her voice gets very tired. But yeah, any of those fight scenes and trying to visualize, and the boys try to describe it to you, and you're going, okay, so I run, I jump, I land, I hit, it's fun, but it's tiring.
I think for me, for Sophia, I think the episode 10, spoilers, episode 10, where you know she's not one to be upset or crying, so like to try to kind of keep that Sophia-ness within her kind of breaking down, you know, it took a lot of like, okay, it took a lot of just thinking about it and thinking about like, okay, how can it still remain Sophia but still be genuine? But the thing is that my natural voice, I mean, Sophia is pretty much my natural voice, but just more upbeat and whatnot. So it's not too difficult, but it's still like, you don't want it to not sound like her, but yet sound so it was a hard mix between the two because it was kind of out of character for her. But
you knocked it out of the park, I thought.
Oh, thank you.
The emotion in there, like it was really moving. And a lot of people, I can speak for the people who watched it with me, said they really felt for her. So I think,
that was my goal.
I mean, just after that line, show it to me, Belle, and then after she sees it, just starts breaking down. I'm just like, oh god, I gotta give that girl a hug.
No.
And I'm like, my character did this.
I found 10 really challenging too because it was really hard to, I don't know, like it's the one time I think where Masa's his most vulnerable. When you hear how defeated he is, like, you know, Tari, what is this? You know, and also like him pleading, he's like, don't do it. You know, Sophia, don't, no, you know, like you can, I don't know. It was weird taking my character to that place because he's used to standing up for himself, but he's beaten at that point and he's at the mercy of circumstances. But like, even when I hear it, like he's like, Sophia, no, like that last no is just resigned but desperate to do anything he could, but he has nothing left. I don't know. 10 was a tough episode, I think.
Like I remember.
I wish we could tell you something about season 2 and the way it changes, and I can't say anything about it. But no,
that's it.
Oh my god, it's just like you'll be able to see fans just the growth of all the characters and the voice acting too. It's just that that is the biggest challenge I think growing from.
And the animation too. Have you seen the new animation?
No,
the new models.
No.
Oh, beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Sorry, I cut you off. Rob, and I didn't get...
Yeah, sorry, Rob. Go ahead.
But back to episode 10. Like that line that I had to do. Like I did like so many emotional takes. So like, guys, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It just like so many ranges. Like they had me like do so many.
That bit was
I remember
so lovely.
screaming at Lux, "You're the most evil boss ever!" and just putting so much emotion and pain in that. Like I was just thinking that Theo is just so angry at Lux, and I was doing like the mild takes and the really angry and emotional crying takes, and I think they just took one of my more subdued ones, and I'm like, that's fair, but I kind of liked my other takes where it's just like you can hear it in my voice. I'm like really, really devastated. You are the most evil boss ever.
So on the Discord, we ask people to go ahead and submit fan art. So I can do a screen share and show you guys some fan art that people have sent in.
Yes, please.
That's actually one of my favorite gags, by the way, just if anyone remembers this.
David, don't do it in front of the microphone. My God.
Screen share.
What, does no one remember that? Just after episode 4, after they escaped, just that one card just going.
Yeah, the clapping.
Ah, that guy.
That took me off guard.
Oh my god.
I looked at
That
it, I
took
was
me
like,
off.
that guy's something.
That is a
Yeah.
crack up.
Hey.
Oh, that's better.
Hey!
Look at them.
Remember that? I
Oh,
love
they're
it.
Angry
Yeah.
Birds.
This looks like it's
They're Angry
clay.
Birds.
So that's cool.
It's adorable.
Look
I
at
love him.
look at
so
the
much.
Lux one. It's
The Lux
amazing.
one is amazing.
Lux is a piggy.
I appreciate that you use green. Green's my favorite color.
Yeah, that's great.
You wouldn't
It's
guess,
actually
would you?
really fitting because I've actually done ads for Angry Birds, so it's like, oh, cool.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Look at that.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Wow.
Very
I wonder if we can
That's
get that as a light to hang.
Yo.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
good.
Beautiful.
The press is amazing. She did an amazing master as well.
I'm gonna
Oh,
take a picture
good.
of that
Love it.
real quick.
Beautiful. Wow.
Here, I'll put it back up. There you go.
I just want to get the name.
So good. It's
Very cool.
Very.
That's really nice.
lovely job. Love it.
So beautiful.
I, I'll save it to my phone.
Mm.
You've got a couple sketches.
Ah.
Yeah. Like I said, we have the best fans ever.
Hey.
Our fans are freaking cool. Aw.
Look at the facial hair on the muscle.
And,
Is that me? I don't know.
oh, that is so cute.
Yeah, that is really cool.
That is so cute.
Yo.
That is awesome.
Oh!
That is
Everyone, it's your boy
Massa.
Massa.
Let's get
Damn.
dangerous.
Nice.
Oh, he's intense, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
He's ready to dance there. Oh, it's
So
It
cute.
looks like a Disney princess version.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it.
Look at her glowy hair.
She's glowing.
I love it.
I should go blue while the lockdowns
All right.
are on. Hey.
That
Do
was-
it! The duck!
That
I
was
have
so
Battle
good.
Blaze. Oh look, Crunchyroll.
Oh, wow.
Wanna roll some crunch
And
rolls?
I've seen that one. I've seen that one. I've been. Yeah, that's
Crunchyroll and
With the duck.
chill.
with the duck. Yeah.
Look,
They did a
oh,
really
duck.
good job on their perspective.
Gorgeous.
That's difficult, man.
Yeah.
Play
Oh,
the
yeah.
Zelda theme. Da-da-da-da.
Yep.
Pound the duck.
Looks
You
like
found
this is,
the duck.
I can't flip it, but they wanted to show you their merchandise.
Right on.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah.
The poster and
Your
everything.
academia.
Tari
love
shirt is so
it.
Amazing.
cute. How do I not have these shirts? Ah.
Okay, I got a hashtag. There's a hashtag
Red.
that needs to be started. It's
And
called.
Why is Masa
It's-
red?
Oh my god!
Uh,
Is that? Why are you red?
Guys,
Just so mad.
MD5 is in bread form.
That's
We're
so
taking it
dreadful.
to-
Someone feels like
Bread.
he looks like bread.
Yes, this is
Oh.
a piece of.
I've been broken.
oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, so it looks like
I
a.
really love
Oh,
It looks
very
like a
cool.
dog tag. I like it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, cosplays.
Wow. Oh,
Oh, I
there's
know.
Akis. Yeah,
Aha!
Hey man.
There he is.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like such
All
good stuff.
Right.
Aw.
Angle or
Love it.
devil.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait,
That
there's
was-
a-
This
Love
one you'll
it.
appreciate, Robin.
oh,
No,
that's
I
so
like it.
cute.
Oh, the little
in the
Sailor
background,
Moon.
there's a silhouette of my YouTube channel mascot, Sumi, which Brendan voices.
Oh my god, that is Sumi.
Aw,
Oh,
how
hell, it is
sweet.
too.
Hey everyone, it's Sumi.
That's
I'm
amazing.
famous
So
now.
lovely.
How
All
cute.
right.
It's
all
adorable.
Crackerjack.
Cracker cheese.
Wow.
Ah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's so cute, but
cool.
oh,
Oh my
Belle.
God.
With the flamethrower,
Wow.
Nice.
Burn it off.
Yeah.
Jess, what would Belle say before
I
she
need a
lets rip with a flamethrower? What would she say? I need to know.
Oh god, don't put
What would
Jess
you
on the spot.
say?
A one-liner you'd use before using a flamethrower as Belle.
Oh, she's got to like call her flamethrower babe because she's got the obsession with the.
This
Things
is
are
one
getting
hot
hot.
Babe wants to
babe.
talk to you.
Say hello to babe.
That's my little babe.
I still remember starting a trend on Twitter where I was asking SMG4 to give Theo a tank.
Ooh.
that
Tank
would-
Theo.
Tank Theo.
Cute.
Keep my panhandle.
The story behind that was great. Like, yeah, we did a Ask Me Anything and someone did that. I love that artwork.
Nice.
Oh, lovely job.
Oh man.
Thank you.
I think
Oh, okay. This is
It was made by one artist for the company.
Okay. The Blade.
Oh,
one, this was made by-
TDW. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's actually a cool cat. I've spoken to him a few times.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. I saw their message. I was like, wait. Okay.
Oh no.
I was like, nope, 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 nope.
Don't look at
It's
Moss's
cute.
laptop. Not Moss, I mean, I forgot.
Lamar.
Lamar's.
He meant Lamar.
Oh.
He forgot to clear his search history. It happened.
Aw, little
Yeah.
ducky.
Luigi's
I
Mansion.
should
He
also
would play
say
it.
a quick shout out to all the SMG4 fans because of course like Tari is in SMG4 as well and they love her.
Yes.
She was an OG.
Which-
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
one do
she's
they
an
love
OG.
more? Which version do you think?
No,
ooh,
no.
I don't know.
Let's not go there, man.
Oh,
You
I
can't?
love
They're
that.
too different.
They're very
Oh,
different.
They are very different.
I mean, it's fun to voice both. They're completely different. But like, I had to do a rap in one of them. It was in SMG4.
Yeah,
which
that's
was-
right. It was with
I
the.
don't remember what it was, but
It was more of the. It was the 2018 War of the Fat Italians. No,
Okay.
2018? Yeah, 2018.
Ooh, look at those little.
All the icons.
Those are cute.
Ooh, very cool.
Those are nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Other Tari
Oh.
cosplay.
Hey.
oh yes, I forgot to mention her.
Yay.
She's amazing.
The
Oh,
cribs.
seriously.
Crib, yeah. Oh,
She
yeah.
does
That's
amazing, amazing
Good.
stuff
Good.
as well. So awesome job, man. Love it.
Oh,
They're meta runners.
oh.
Very nice. Very nice.
Adorable. So was the best.
All right. Oh boy. Okay. I can go through. These are the
Wow,
last
they're cool.
couple of pictures.
Wow.
I can see.
This is entertaining. I'm enjoying this.
I know. I
Same
could
here.
look at them all
Blue
day.
Jay does amazing drawings. I've seen a whole bunch of her stuff on. I'm assuming she's Heat, but it could be Heat. I don't know. Does amazing stuff on Instagram and sends it to me. It's
beautiful
fantastic. Look at that,
sketches.
gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Wow.
Mm.
I love the design of the controllers that they made for like in the universe as well.
Oh, yeah. So cool.
That's a cool idea.
Cool.
Wow. That looks like it would take
Hey.
a long, long time. Oh yeah, there's the
Yeah.
SMG. That's SMG4 Tari. She's completely different.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like,
There's
for
SMG4.
people,
Wow.
if it's
Whoa,
is it all
that's
right
cool.
if I post a TDW? Is it all right if I post a collection of songs I made for Meta Runner here?
Songs?
Sure.
God.
I'm not sure if we'll be able to play them out
We
loud,
won't be able
but
to listen to them all. Yeah.
maybe
Check 'em
I
out.
can,
Do it
I can email it
afterwards,
to you
though.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do.
Yeah. Please do. Right?
Wait,
So loud.
is that a JoJo
I
reference?
love
It is.
Yes.
But it was me.
Very
Love it.
cool.
Got some more hand arms.
Those
It was me,
drawings are so
Theo.
good.
I love it.
In a
There's a
tank.
tank for
There it
Theo.
is. There.
Yes. Take me.
Theo want a tank.
Theo on a tank is the
Theo
best.
wants a tank. Theo wants a tank.
Yeah.
Yes. Taking out Task Corp with a tank.
Yes.
Hmm.
A couple people showing
Nice
their
merch.
merch. You guys, try not to send in pictures of your faces. We can't. That's something we really want to protect your privacy.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
though.
Yeah. Wear a
no, my
mask like that
privacy.
if you want. If you want.
Well, not you guys, the attendees.
Oh,
At your own risk, but that's fine. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. No, she does incredible. Look at this. Oh, that's funny. Look at this. She does incredible cosplay as well. I just
Oh,
I've
so good.
total shout out to her.
Look
She's
at that
amazing.
curl.
Here is the. Oh, this is
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to click on this because I'm afraid it will bring us up to something else. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how it'll affect our live stream or anything.
Yeah.
But
But there it is.
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, I'll check that out. Thanks, TD.
Mhm.
You know, send that to
Yeah,
me privately,
I'll take
man. I'll
that.
check it
Yeah,
out.
I'll actually put this in our Zoom
I
chat.
think
so
I've
you
heard
guys
some
can
of them
look
before. He's really talented. Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
at. That's cute.
Aw, cute little winter Tari.
It's adorable. And that's clever.
Oh.
Hey.
Do you know what's the funniest thing is? I don't know if you get this, Jess, but being a teacher, when you get all these fans,
Wow.
oh, see, look how cool that is. When you get all
Oh,
these
that's
fans who know that you are in Meta Runner and in SMG4, it freaks them out when they're your students and they're like, wait,
Oh.
what?
It's
so
Here's
exciting.
another song. All right.
That-
I will-
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'll also
The
I'll send
whale-
you guys these
Whale.
links.
I still
Oh
don't
my
know
God,
what that
yeah.
is.
It's the Burning Elmo.
Oh my god.
Hey!
I don't know what to say to that.
I love
yeah.
I love the idea of
Aw.
Elder God Theo.
Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back.
See more Lamar.
We do need some Lamar fan art.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
look at that. Oh wait, we could probably dub this really quick.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I love this
The whole
one.
team. That's beautiful.
Oh,
all
I love that
sad.
one. Yeah, I've seen that one.
That
Yeah, it's
is-
gorgeous.
yeah.
Love it.
Aw.
Posters.
Go Kim.
Oh, that's cool.
I need that Tari poster with the two Taris would be good. Oh, cute.
Oh,
I
there's
love it.
all of them
I love it.
together.
Oh, yep, and then all of the. All right, guys, we're gonna close down the pictures. We'll start taking some questions again.
But those were all
Thanks
amazing,
for that.
everyone.
Yeah.
Well
Woo.
done.
Incredible.
It was
Yeah,
so good.
if you guys are on Instagram, just find me. It's just my name. And I've got two, so just go to the one that's more public and just send me this stuff. I'd love to see more of it.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely,
Just tag
guys.
us all.
Yeah.
deal
I mean,
with it.
at the end of this, I'm sure we can all like say what our online handles are and stuff like that. If
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
Absolutely.
That. I'm not
All right,
clever. It's just my name.
Lost my headphone. All right, now I can hear you guys.
Okay.
Hey.
Good questions. Let's do this.
Okay,
More
yeah.
questions.
I have a small question for
yes.
Haley.
Yeah.
Oh,
How did you
questions
do
from
that?
us to others?
How did you do that line in the little mini short when you bit Masa and you're like, "Vroom, vroom."
Oh, I just did it. I just bit my own hand.
Get it off!
And then
Stop
Lamar
biting
said,
me!
Go, Sophia, go!
Ah!
All right, Dashell, let's do another round of 2 questions. Dashell.
All right, I missed
Dash
the button.
hurry up,
All
dash,
right,
dash, dash,
so
hurry up. Dash, hurry up.
this is an interesting question. Rallo Pov, I believe so. I don't know. He asked for the entire cast. Did any of you guys know each other before Meta Runner?
I mean, I'm married to Masa.
Yeah, that's a really obvious one right there.
Know each other well.
Me and Celeste, we knew each other like 10 years prior, but like we'd sort of drifted out of
briefly.
contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her husband was in a musical with me, and I was the villain. I always got villain roles. And then we just, like I went, that name sounds really familiar. Like
Yeah,
and then
me
I looked
too.
her up,
I was
like,
like, I know that name.
like what? How do I know that name? And I went, wait, Daniel. Like and yeah, and that's how like I figured it out.
Sorry
And
about that.
then I just sent a message and said, hey, do you remember me from Curtains? I think it was Curtains, wasn't it?
Didn't we discover we had like an old history of chat?
Of chats, yeah. Because
and
someone
we were
was
like,
trolling
I don't
or something,
even
and I
remember talking to you.
yeah. Oh, someone was just being a troll, and I just comforted you, I think, and said, "Don't worry about them. They're being jerks."
Thanks, Brendan.
Yeah.
But just when you mentioned something about teaching, reminds me of another story. I'm actually a teacher as well. I assist teaching martial arts, freestyle Hapkido. Very good style, by the way. I recommend all people do martial arts. But there was this one guy, and it actually happened before the episode 10 premiere. He goes, "So, can Lux actually fight?" And I just looked at him going, "I can't say." And he went, "Did you do any of the choreography?" I went, "No." But here was a cool fact, actually. The guys from the SMG4 actually did a lot of the choreography. Like, if you see Hitbox and whatnot, like, they can do some impressive stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They
But
got a
they
whole
should
video.
not.
They got a video of
the
Kevin,
smash
I
of the-
believe. Yeah, of the
Kevin,
at
yeah.
the end smash like the smash things. Where it's like this game's winner is, and he does all of them. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're a martial artist? That's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing stuff, yeah.
But he should. But that Luigi victory, oh, that screwed him.
Oh, I could
landed
imagine.
landed flat on his face. So poor guy.
I knew David. That was the only person I knew. Well, actually, David, and then I actually knew AJ because we actually worked previously a couple of years ago on something, but that's all I knew. That's in terms of, but everyone else, hello, meeting for the first time.
I noticed actually we're meeting for the first time.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
David
Yeah.
too. I've known David for about, oh geez, is it 10, 12 years?
12 years. We've known each other since we had hair.
Yeah.
Freaking genetics.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed so loudly on that one.
I'm allowed
I
to
still
laugh.
have on my website. I still have a picture of myself with hair, just to say I still look good with it. But
Yeah,
I
we
think Jess-
we
I
were
don't
in the
think, Jess, you
abridging
knew
community
everyone,
thanks
did
to
you?
like
I didn't know
we met
anyone.
through bridging, didn't we, David?
Yeah, we did, because you were in Outlaw Star Bridge, and I was in a very short-lived offshoot of Einzerfall, the guy who did the who
I
does the
suppose
music
we
for
should
Team
thank
4-Star.
like Anthony and Team 4-Star.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Ein, he works with us now.
Yeah, coolest cat. We actually did Helsinger Bridge, and oh, I wish it's still up there because I got to play two characters on that, Luke and Anderson. He said, "All right, you're going to be Alexander Anderson. Make him a Catholic version of Duke Nukem." And
What?
yeah, allow me. It's time to kick ass and kill vampires, and I'm all out of ass. Damn it, that didn't come out right. Oh well, time to hit the town. Amen. I miss doing that so much. But no,
the funny thing is, I think David, me, and Robin, we probably owe a lot to like Team 4-Star and Anthony for all the stuff they did to actually nourish like the community. Because I think a lot of it, like people who are voice actors were interested in the bridging after they see things like Team 4-Star back in the day. Like when it was early on, everyone was making little abridged series. And
we can thank Little
really,
Karibo for that.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
yeah,
Little Karibo.
all of them.
Coolest cat.
You know, like I think Little Karibo and Team 4-Star, we really owe you a lot for that because it really pushed people to actually try to see what they could do and be their like own bosses and stuff. And so hats off. Salute to you guys.
Would you say that was the start of kind of the YouTuber voice actor?
Probably, I'd say like it's a huge inspiration I think for a lot of people.
Yeah, and it managed to go certain ways. Like that's actually how I met a good friend of mine known as Urishi on YouTube, who might ask a question later. Shout out to you, love you, Dom. And first time I met her was through DeviantArt, and she was actually doing original animations involving Final Fantasy VII, which, if some people here know, that was one of the big things. Like, I love Final Fantasy VII, and I love me voicing some Sephiroth.
Well, you went by. I knew you through the VAA, and you went by Ozzy Roth back then.
Yeah.
Yep. Back in the days when I sucked, I might add. I mean, okay, people say, dude, you're harsh on yourself. Like, you could perform well. Yeah, but I had no idea about voice matching and things like that. I mean, when I first did Sephiroth, it was basically Sir Christopher Lee. And looking back on it now, I can't help but cringe. But it's a little bit more kek now that I've got something more like this. Kind of like a lighter, cooler version of Masa. I'm sorry, mate, but I just
those voices are quite similar. Quite similar in your voice acting, I guess, depth and everything. So it's sometimes it's interesting to hear you guys talk because it's the same.
People actually challenged us. People actually challenged us to see if we could do each other's characters. I mean, that ability to go into video games that allows you to see things others can't, right? And then probably come back and
want her.
Good job, man.
Yeah, we can do each other.
A question has come in a couple of times. It is from Tari Blue J9, and I think this is pretty relevant. It's a bit of it's going to change the dynamic a little bit, but I think it's really relevant now, especially with why Equation Con was made. So they ask, how is your work going within the coronavirus crisis? Is it going well, or does it affect you strongly?
Should I start, or?
Yeah, you know what? You go ahead.
Well, just if you guys would want to just go one by one, kind of like, I don't know, kind of say like how it's affecting you guys, and maybe kind of what you're looking forward to once your areas are open again.
So our part-time jobs are working at a local theme park, and on most days it can be nice, but sometimes the customers will do what they can to get at you. They get under your skin. Because
customer service.
Because of because of coronavirus, our park had to shut down, and JobKeeper is pretty much taking care of me and Brendan. But just seeing everyone's reaction as to how they're treating employees nowadays. It kind of makes me a little anxious to get, not anxious like in a good way, but in a bad way, to get back there. Like, for one thing, the very millisecond our park will open, it's going to be super crowded because, of course, everybody wants to go. And when the lines are long and it gets crowded and we have to take even bigger precautions towards people's safety, people are going to get antsy. They're going to get even more provoked and take out their aggressions on us. And a lot of us employees just really don't want to go back to that. But at the same time, I do miss my theme park family, and I want to like get back and just see them again and make sure everybody is okay. But aside from that, I just been trying my best to work harder on my YouTube channel. I've been helping edit videos for other YouTubers. But at the same time, I feel like my sleep's been affected. I'm wide awake in the middle of the night. I'm asleep during the day, and I feel less motivated to do anything. But the more I acknowledge that, the more I can try to see what I can do to fix that.
Yeah, Brendan.
David? Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Yeah, okay. So for me, something not as, I haven't made it as public, but I've been pretty sick, like most, while this has been going on. I think it's just been some sort of other virus. I don't think it's, COVID, but it's been very stressful feeling like a prisoner inside your own body, and then being a prisoner inside your own apartment too. And being weak and tired and stuff like that. Initially, we were just worried about if we'd have enough, supplies and money to be fine. We've got at least that. But then we had to sort of go, well, how are we meant to record Metarunner without going in to see the boys in the studio? So what we ended up having to do is we turned we got a Harry Potter staircase, walk-in wardrobe. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. So just over there.
Merch.
So much merch.
Yeah, this is all Robin's stuff and mine. See that little door over there? Literally, there's no handle on the inside, so I have a piece of rope that I can pull the door closed. But in there, we've had to improvise. Basically, we've improvised making like a soundproof, so like there's foam in there, and there's a shelf and a laptop.
Camera so you can show it.
Yeah, sure.
Coming down.
All right. Yeah, I'll show you my place. This is our place, by the way. So.
Jeez. So many toys.
Here she is.
I should have just been on the same video.
I don't know if it'll stretch
that
far. But
that's so weird. I don't know. You guys should have just been in the same screen, you weirdos.
Yeah.
Headphones.
Headphones off.
The illusion
I
is
won't be able to
broken.
hear you for a second. Yeah,
I know the illusion is broken. Brilliant. I didn't think of using that as a booth. That's a good idea, Brendan. I've got one of those too.
Yeah, so we've been recording out of it. That's how we do all our lines for Metarunner.
How did I not think of that?
We have to adapt.
Celeste is like, how did I not think of that?
I have one right there. I'm looking at it.
Okay, I'm an American, and I am very confused. What kind of room is this that you have a tiny room in the middle of your house?
It's under the stairs.
It's a stairwell, like Harry Potter.
Oh.
We have them in England too.
Yeah.
Becky was saying
you guys
that they
have things like basements. I don't know what a basement is.
Not
we
here,
don't have
but
them in Australia.
Yeah, right. I'm from Wisconsin.
Tornadoes.
We have the basements for the tornadoes. Yeah, I was so confused. I'm like, what room do you have? Okay, sorry. All right.
Yeah. But I will say that it's been a real struggle to be not well during this time, and it's because it's usually when you're not well, the first impulse you want to do is reach out to family and friends, have them visit you. So I can understand how difficult it is. I want to get back into voice acting a bit more vigorously, but I've just been saving as much energy as I can for making sure I can, I've got recording coming up for some more episodes of Metarunner soon. And so I can't overexert myself, but then you feel guilty. Like, should I be auditioning for more stuff when I feel so terrible? Where's the balance? And you got to also take care of yourself while this is all going on. I know some people that have they've gone crazy with it. They just audition after audition after audition, but I can tell it's wearing on them too. Some people will just distract themselves by working harder. but there's a balance, and I think it's something we all need to figure out and work out. You know, what our mental health and also financial health.
Yeah, in my case, it has given me more time to work on my own YouTube channel as well, Imagivotion, which I mentioned, which I'm doing with that friend Arushi. And yeah, this whole thing's just made it a bit hard on us because it's killed some of our our inspiration more than motivation. There's a difference. And it's not so much that we don't want to do it, it's just sometimes we don't have the energy. So there are other things we have to do in the meantime, like just other kinds of voice gigs, or in her case, animation gigs. I'm still lucky because I actually still have a job. Granted, my hours were cut, but I work as a receptionist for a disability company who are fantastic at what they do, by the way. And when I'm not doing that, I'm also doing internet marketing. And of course, I have the most wonderful wife a guy could ask for to help keep me sane. Yeah.
My wife's okay.
Actually, fun fact, there's a couple of MetaRunner fan things out there, and they actually asked her to be the voice of Belle. So you have a voice double, Jess, and it's my girl.
There you go.
Celeste?
If I get food poisoning, I'll know who to turn to.
So what about Celeste?
Okay, so I've been asked how different my life is right now a few times, and as the biggest change for me is that all my work is now online, as it is for everyone, and teaching singing and running drama classes online is very difficult and very tiring. And what's hard is a lot of my students are kids, and I don't know if the world knows this, but in Australia we're slowly sending our kids back to school now, and I guess just being there to support them and knowing that it's very stressful and worrying for them to be heading back into, I guess, being put on the front line back in schools. And so I guess my role as teacher has also been there to be supporting them and to, as an adult, saying, I'm sorry that you guys are feeling this way. For me also, as a parent, it hasn't changed that much. I'm stuck at home with my kids. I mean, they're awesome. My kids are freaking awesome. But it does mean that I spend a lot of time at home. And I think the way it's affecting me is this sense of, literally isolation. And I don't even know how I fit in the world anymore. And I'm sure that's how everybody's feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't have the recording to do with MetaRunner, and if I didn't have that ability to teach these kids face to face, I just think I'd be losing my mind. I do miss hugging people. I'm a hugger, and that's a huge thing for me. In terms of acting, I've had to pull back with everything and just focus on MetaRunner anyway because of my children. But I haven't even had, like you said, I haven't had the inspiration, Brendan, to get up. But for me, it's also motivation to get up and get out there again. So hopefully once things are opening up and you can go in the world again, I guess we'll see how we fit again in
twins
society.
Interrupt your classes?
Oh no, I send them away. So thank goodness.
Mommy,
like the guy on the BBC when the baby.
Oh, I love that video where the kid walks in.
Amazing.
The mum drags the baby out.
Jeez, that mum is a legend. No, but my husband's working from home too, and they often have to attend his meetings because they know he's there, and they run out and they want to be in his meetings. Yeah. If you haven't seen my twins, I did post one blurred picture of them on Instagram. They're adorable.
They are. And Jess? Yes.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same as Celeste because I'm teaching from home, teaching drama on Zoom. It is a tricky beast, but I'm glad to have the work still, like everyone who's got work still is. Yeah, the biggest thing is I'm in the theatre world, so I was working at the Opera House on a props job and stuff like that when it all hit. So yeah, obviously the arts world has shut down completely, and there's we sort of are completely up in the air about when it's all going to come back, and that not having any sense of a timeline is really, really strange because that's the last thing that's going to kick back in. Yeah. So yeah, that's really funny, but I'm trying to write and I'm trying to stay proactive and all that jazz, and yeah, trying to stay glass half full as much as you can.
Yeah, with
because you
arts
have to,
especially, it's
you
really
know,
hard to do.
we could most definitely be in a worse situation. So I'm happy that I'm safe and have family around me and stuff like that, and can have lovely chats like this.
I know. I'm intrigued to see what our American cast members have to say, because you guys are in a real difficult
First
situation
of
over
all,
there.
I'm Canadian.
Oh, Anthony!
How dare you call him American?
Yeah.
I apologize.
That
I
actually
did
is an
not
insult.
know.
I'm the only Yankee here now.
Hello, Canadian. I'm so happy right now. Oh.
Hey. Yeah,
Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah, Letterkenny, Canadian Tire. But for me, it's the biggest change has definitely been the whole like locking inside and being like staying isolated. Like all my work before was already remote and all that. So in terms of work, it hasn't changed, but the ability, obviously to go like and actually see people and stuff like that. Luckily, my family are all neighbors and we all share a backyard, so we're able to like go outside at least and say like hi and stuff like that. And in case we need to drop off anything, we just do like back porch drop offs and stuff like that. But it's pretty scary out there right now. But I mean, everyone's kind of going through the same thing. But the beauty of it though is that at least we know what we need to do in order to help stop any like further spread. And the fact that, I mean, I've seen graphs of like a lot of the stuff, like the worst case scenario graphs that were sent for my province and all that, we are like way below like what would happen. So like it shows that it's working. And it's just a matter of, we just gotta keep doing this up as long as it takes until like it's proper that we're able to actually like go out and until it's like gone or a vaccine is out. But a lot of people are feeling the same effects about like feeling tired a lot, like messed up sleep schedule, not having like motivation or inspiration to kind of do anything. But I feel like the fact that a lot of people have lost time from other things that they can't do, but now have that ability to do like more things. Like I'm talking to like way more people that I don't talk to as much. Like I'm playing a lot more games with a lot more friends. Like we're hanging out more. Like we've managed to adapt to a lot of things. Like for example, I had a birthday party, and my big plan was I wanted to get as many people as I could from various friend groups to just all kind of hang out in the bar and all that. What I did instead was I made a Discord server, and I just made like a bunch of different like chat rooms, so that way if people wanted to jump in and like call and all that, so I would have like, we had a karaoke room, we had like a live gaming room, we had just like random chats, we had the kitchen, we had places where people were throwing in memes and all that. So like I managed to get like friends from all over the world to come together and just all to like hang out and stuff. And I felt that was like a really, really good experience to just kind of like be out there and like still kind of hang out. So like things have changed, but the core values of the reasons why we do these things are still the same. It's just a matter of like adapting to that.
Beautifully said, Sato. Beautifully
I
said.
think it's pretty strange to think we're living in history right now, like a historical moment. When you would hear stories about something,
the Spanish plague.
Well, your grandparents would be like, we had to do this because of this event, and you go, wow, that's pretty crazy. Like to think we're actually living in history right now, like a historical moment that's unprecedented, precedented across the world. We're all enduring this. And I think there's comfort in that, even though we're all scared, we at least we're in it. We are literally in it together. There's no other way to describe it. But we'll remember this, and the world will be forever different from this moment for us. Just like it was for our grandparents when there was war or anything like that. It's pretty full on. What about you, Haley?
Oh boy. Okay, so I moved out to Los Angeles right before everything shut down. So
yeah, I saw that.
So the unfortunate thing is that our governor issued a lockdown for 3 more months. So we are in this for 3 more months.
Wow, hon. That's just...
Yeah. There's a lot of opinions. I've had my selfish moments, obviously. I'm very lucky that a lot of, most of my work even beforehand was done online. But my hours have been cut. and it's tough because and I don't even like going into this because things are, you know, there's people in worse situations, but it's tough when I'm lucky to have savings, but what's been scary about the 3 more months is not knowing, because my job, since I'm freelance, my job is kind of sporadic. It's tough not knowing if your reserves will last those 3 months. I mean, the worst that'll happen is I can move back home because I'm from Kansas City, so I'm from the middle of the country. But I really don't want to go back because I worked so hard to get here. You know, the best thing you can do is just be proactive and find ways to make sure that you can keep going on, and that's what I've been doing. I'm looking at doing some more part-time jobs that are like you know, maybe Uber or DoorDash and whatnot, so something like that. But other than that, I mean, I'm thankful I'm not in New York because New York has gotten the worst of it. So Los Angeles has been doing pretty well. You know, we're doing a lot of stuff, like it's pretty much, if you go in any store, you have to wear a mask. That's kind of required here. They won't even serve you if you do it. But, you know, honestly, you know, the scary thing for my job is knowing if you're still going to, you know, come in, you know, you're still going to make it in, your income is still coming in. There we go. Well, that's the toughest part. Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty lucky, but, you know, it's still scary because you want to make sure that, you know, you still have, you know, your support system coming in, and it's hard when you don't know if that's going to hold out. But I'm not going to, if it doesn't, I'm not going to be destitute. I can always move back in, but it's scary because, you know, you want to, especially if you worked hard at something, you really want to keep it going. And so, I mean, our governor did say that, like, the lockdown now won't be the same like in July. They could ease it up. I'm hoping that'll be the case. But at this moment, kind of any news about, because originally we were going to be off lockdown on the 15th of May, and now they've extended it. And so at this point, I'm just kind of like, if I hear any news of like, okay, we're going to ease restrictions now, I'm always really skeptical. So at this point, I'm like, okay, don't wait. And I'm pretty much like 2021's when everything is coming back to normal. So don't expect anything until next year. That's just kind of my, you know, and that it sounds pessimistic, but at this point, you know, I don't want to be disappointed.
Realistic. It's realistic though. Yeah.
All we can do is wait. And it's one of the most painful things to do, isn't it? All we can do is just let time elapse. People are working towards resolving as much as they can, and I think everyone, like around the world, people are trying different approaches of it too. So we don't know what the best approach is. You know, it's like you have Sweden that has a completely different approach to Australia compared to America or Canada.
And Italy, good God.
I feel horrible for Italy.
I love, like, we are incredibly lucky, like, as a cast, that MetaRunner is able to continue, and even the animators and the sound guys and that are working on MetaRunner, they're still working hard. So don't worry, guys, it's still happening.
Yeah. But to that again,
I see a lot of people going, "Oh, when's it coming? Is it happening? Is it going to be canceled?" No, it's happening.
No, it's happening.
It's happening.
So, yeah, don't worry.
Again, kind of thanks to you guys, because if it wasn't, again, you made it happen and you're making it continue.
One thing I want to also point out too, which is I think super interesting, with the environment the way it is right now, with everything going on, when you think about it, what's going to happen for entertainment in the long term, at least in terms of like acting, like shows like Neighbours in Australia, or any of like, you know, American or Canadian dramas? When you think about it, we're super fortunate what we do as animators, because that means we have a chance to still do what we do and interact. Our characters can still interact. We're all safe by doing that. But it also means that entertainment could shift so dramatically from what we're used to watching. What if something like MetaRunner becomes a mainstream thing?
And it should, Brendan. It should.
No, but I mean,
amazing.
like on TV and cable and everything. Like, could you imagine that?
Make it happen,
Netflix.
somebody, please.
Flex.
No,
Make it
Crunchyroll.
happen.
It would have to be on Crunchyroll.
So Haley, since you're in LA, you've probably heard some stuff too. Equation Con is based in LA. I'm actually in the San Fernando Valley. Yeah. Hi.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm in Santa Clarita, so cool.
Oh, okay. I worked up there.
I'm in Sydney.
So something that
Sydney region.
I know we're kind of taking a break from the questions because this is important stuff. One of the things that I've been hearing around in LA from people that I know here is that all of the live action stuff has shut down, but animation has picked up.
Yeah.
So it should.
A lot of traditional animation, 3D animation, video games, all of that stuff is starting to pick up because that's where I think companies are starting to go because they know that we don't know when live action is going to be able to come back. So have you heard anything like that, Haley?
I do know that like a lot of, and this is just basically from showrunners that I've that I know, just not to brag or anything, but they have said that like showrunners that are part of something like independent showrunners have a much bigger chance of pitching to networks now because of just because a lot of other things are shut down. Now for voiceover, that was actually a question that I had asked people like, hey, do you think remote is kind of remote voiceover, doing voiceover remotely, is that the future? The response I got actually was overwhelming no, because a lot of times when you do animation, you don't get the same sort of synergy when you're separated. When you do a lot of like animation shows, a lot of times they're recorded in the same, in the same room. And a lot of times our equipment is very different. And with shows like that, you want to have the same equipment. You want to have the same sort of control over everything. I mean, you can do that to some extent when you're remote, but it's much easier to have everyone kind of in the same spot in the same room. So with voiceover, in terms of I can only speak for what I do, but mostly for now it'll probably stay this way. But I'm thinking that maybe come fall or come when in a couple months from now we're probably going to start going into the studio and whatnot. Animation wise, I know for me a lot of the work I work for a company based in San Francisco, and we do a lot of stuff. All the stuff is all done remotely, but I know for a lot of the traditional media, I really think it's still going to come back. It's just kind of taking kind of a pause at the moment. But with animation and whatnot, yeah, I definitely see it picking up. And it's definitely kind of the preferred medium right now. But other than that, temporarily we're like this, but I really think that we're going to go back afterwards.
And I've been seeing too with like Bang Zoom and like various anime dubs. Like if you look on Netflix, the Seven Scissor, I believe, one of those shows, it'll have the little tag that's saying like some audio may not be available right now for the safety of voice actors, and a lot of those voice actors are recording from home. And I follow a lot of different people. I'm friends with a lot of them, and they all started setting up like home studios so that way they could actually do like remote recordings and stuff like that for now. And it will be interesting once the studios kind of like open back up. Will those voice actors now that they have a studio in their house, what are they going to do? Are they going to either sell it, or are they going to keep it and then be like, you know what, I'm going to just make voiceover and marketing and like going to find like the work myself rather than like waiting for studios and stuff like that to be like sending me stuff. Yeah. And I think it'll also be interesting and help maybe grow some actors as well, as maybe they'll realize, oh, I kind of like this aspect in voiceover, or I like this aspect more than this one,
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see how many actors transition into voice acting.
A lot
as well. Yeah,
I've had a lot of
they like it more.
Yeah, I've had a lot of actor friends who've done shows in New York and whatnot. They have come to ask me, hey, what do you recommend for mics and whatnot, just because they have to switch over to voiceover. So it's really interesting to see theater actors or actors who do screen and stage. They're switching over. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, the world's going to be a bit different, but I think we're going to bounce back for the better. So I think around 8:30, we should, since you guys, I think that's probably when we should wrap it up.
The woman needs a break, guys.
Yeah.
But,
I'm just. Yeah.
so I want to get through a couple more questions here. We have Lolbit the Fox is pro. They ask, if you were to voice any other meta runner character, who would you voice? If we could just give like a one-word answer.
Like, we could pick another character?
Pick another character that you can voice. Just
Masa.
The guard that goes. Something tells me something's up with that. We don't know. That's the god. That's the hidden god character.
Theo, because like it's just so much. I just love all the sounds that Robin makes, and I would love to make those. I can't do her voice at all.
Oh no! Keep going. That was great.
Hi, I'm Theo.
You gotta do one word answer.
Tori, hurry up! Tori, hurry up! That's yeah. I would love to do that character. Oh,
You could be the player 2 option.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to do Lux.
Luxina.
Yes.
Luxina.
Give us some Lux lines. Come on, let's do it.
I want her.
Oh my gosh.
Lux,
The
you are so
Fem
creepy
Lux.
right
Serious answer would probably be Theo, and then the goofy answer would be Otto and
Robin.
Yeah. James, I'm gonna take over your role.
My snarky, side would probably want to voice Belle.
Yeah.
She's
fun.
Quips I take at Lux. You're just being lazy.
What about you, Anthony?
Oh, I already said the
Guard that claps.
the guard
no,
that
but that's
claps.
not a line.
All right, fair enough. Belle would be fun. No, Sophia would be fun. Sophia, I like playing like the over the top like comedic
Bubbly.
Characters.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
they're
they're
That's
a
why
lot
it's
of
so
fun.
weird for me, like, because Tari's not an over-the-top character, and I'm so used to playing over-the-top with big voices, but I had to, like, tone it all down and just be really... And that is so hard for me to do, so that's why I said I'm more like Sophia than I am like Tari.
I'd honestly love to do Elder Tomato. Like, I'm not even, this is not a joke. I'd love to do Elder Tomato. As soon as I saw that character, I loved it. Sorry?
Maybe Elder Tomato has a brother, Elder Cucumber.
Exactly.
Oh, I hope so.
Terror of all cats.
All right. Max Dead Bear asks, do you guys enjoy the Meta Runner wiki?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't checked it in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen it really all that much.
I've only seen
It's
I've only
actually a
seen it
very
one
good
time.
wiki.
I'll have to check it out. Is there also a TV tropes? There's got to be.
Yes, there is. And I love the TV
Excellent.
tropes they gave for Lux. Evil is deep. Actually, funny story. When you're actually given auditions, they actually give you references as who to sound like. And when I was looking at Lux, there was a lot of Troy Baker characters, like from Last of Us and from another one of the things that he's always done. So when I actually gave them my take, they ended up going with something very different. First, they kind of wanted something like Troy Baker's, from his character from Uncharted. What's his name again?
Right?
Can't remember, man.
No, wait.
Yeah, well, he's
But
the
we-
brother of the leaker.
Anyway, that
Okay.
guy.
No, that's it.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. But after that,
One
then
more.
next thing I know, like it was originally somewhere up here, but the next thing you know, they kind of wanted a James Earl Jones, a white version of James Earl Jones, and that became Lux
So they asked for Optimus Prime.
for Rotten Tomato. Yeah.
So this is a question for Celeste from Noah Nelson Butcher. They ask, without getting into too much detail, their question is, what is your opinion on the Reddit meme known as #Don'tLootTori or Tari? Don't loot Tari.
Oh, look, I gotta be honest with you, man. I don't use Reddit.
Yeah, look at
I've looked at it one time. I am told it's a rabbit hole of information. That, yeah, so I've avoided it.
Okay.
But, so I can't answer that question. I'm sorry.
It's like lewd fan art, they're saying.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they're asking like, what is your opinion on like people drawing lewd fan art?
Provocative.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's, I mean, it's not really Tari. Like, my feeling would be it's not really who Tari is, so it's kind of I guess a perversion of the character, so maybe not appropriate for that. But you know, it's a form of expression, so if they've got an artistic expression they want to share, I suppose. I just don't know. I think you got to think about like what the show is, and it's not really that. So yeah.
Alex Gamerboy.
34.
Alex Gamerboy 5741 just wants you guys to know that he said, let all the actors know that I'll always support them.
Thank
you. Very appreciated.
So TDW _ 8021 has a question for Anthony. Does Lamar have bars? Can he freestyle?
Lamar probably could. Anthony can't. So. But I mean, he'd probably drop some sick beats. You know the stuff that League of Legends has been dropping out. I'm sure. Yeah, we'll get Dan Bull on the case. He'll make it awesome.
So I don't know how to pronounce this. Shijilev.a asks, do you like something else from the sci-fi genre? So if we could
so much.
Get just
You're asking the wrong
all of
crew.
us.
Like we all love it.
Oh yeah, me particularly. I am a huge Star Wars nut. Star Wars. I mean, I love Luke Skywalker. I grew up with him, man. But I also love the original expanded universe. I mean, the Thrawn trilogy was nothing short of a masterpiece of a book series. But I also love the video games, and I'm gonna say it, I like the prequels, flaws and all. But yeah, it was Star Wars is my jam. It's my jam.
I'd say
it's pretty good too.
I'm not the biggest sci-fi the see right there, Star Wars. I'm not really much of a sci-fi connoisseur. I have seen the odd Star Trek episodes and House of Quark episodes that every time I hang out with my friends, they always put it on because they know my reaction to it. I do love the good alien documentary here and there. Don't get me wrong. Those are
The
great.
History Channel ones?
No, I'm talking like Netflix. Like they're not even.
Those are full on, but they're actually really good.
By the way, holy heck, did you see that they confirmed UFOs are real in the US? What the heck?
They confirmed unidentified flying objects. That doesn't confirm aliens.
Ah, yes. America, the only place where aliens seem to land.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, sorry.
I am a sci-fi nut, by the way. I will just say it. I love sci-fi. I really love it.
I grew up on Farscape, Lex.
Stargate was my whole thing. Farscape, Stargate.
Yes.
I was on Farscape. I was a tiny little alien girl.
Wow.
Can we see this? Can you send this to the group?
I know it very
yes. I had no eyebrows and I had Kylie Minogue's hair extension.
Do you have photos? Can we see this? I want to see this.
Did you have lines? I bet I know which scene it is. I bet I know. So you need to send it through so I can see it. Yeah. I think I know which one it was. I already know. I already know. That's how much I know Farscape.
I'll test you. Jessica, if you send the link in the chat, it'll go to everyone.
Please.
Holy crap, I need to see this straight away.
Oh my god, I am so excited!
No, I sent
You,
it.
Haley? Hang on, Haley. Have you entered? Are you a sci-fi nerdette?
It's
Yes.
kind of weird because I'm kind of picky. So like I'm trying to think of like a sci-fi show.
Fifth Element.
Because what?
The Fifth Element, maybe.
Never seen it.
Movie night.
Oh my god. Oh, I like the Mandalorian. I know that's kind of
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So, the Star Wars land, by the way, in Disneyland is incredible. It's impeccable. You are really literally transported.
The sad thing was, before all this happened, me and Robin were actually supposed to be stateside. We were actually going to go over there at the start of this month. So we were really bummed that all this happened because she misses her family.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my parents in a few years, and I've never met my nephews. It's time for me to hold my little sister's little minions, be like, you're mine now. You are my children. Come here. I adore all three of you.
All right. Did anybody not get to answer that?
I think we all did.
I didn't, but I'm not a big
just
sci-fi.
Don't ask Jess, that's not her thing.
Okay.
Marvel fan?
Anyone
Like,
here was in something
I've
sci-fi.
seen Spaceballs, and that's my whole knowledge on Star
That's
Wars.
all you need. Honestly, that's all you
Yeah.
need.
So
I know.
the
Raoul-
Schwartz!
Raul today asks everybody, and do you guys know one voice actor or actress from some Hispanic country?
Some Hispanic country.
That's exactly what they said.
I
So
don't know.
my,
You know, I'm actually gonna look that up now.
I don't.
No, look like
Wait, like, do we know personally?
I think they're meaning personally,
Just in
like if you're
general,
friends
like,
with somebody
I
that's.
don't.
Oh, from
What about if
no-
they're bilingual? Like, I know I think an American bilingual.
I mean, if
actor.
that doesn't count. There's so many.
I don't know.
There's a lot
I'm in
of-
Australia. How
Okay, fair
hard
enough.
would that be?
One of my voice acting students is Brazilian. Does that count?
I don't know.
That may count.
Is Hispanic?
Okay.
I have a
That's-
friend from Brazil who's friends with the guy who played Buster Bunny on Looney Tunes, or not Looney Tunes, the
Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons. That's the one.
Yeah, Charles Adler. That guy scares me with what he can do.
Oh no. I mean the Portuguese version.
Ah,
Yes.
So
it
I
all
guess that
comes full
counts.
circle.
Glitchy today says. Oh, I'm sorry. Their name is Glitchy. Glitchy asks, they'd love to. I don't know what this means, but I'm sure you guys will. I'd love to hear Coffee Muffin Sheridan lines of anything. And most important, who is Lux Taylor, and can I have a suit like Lux?
I am my own tailor. I do my own work, and it's all copywritten. Thank you.
And the other one was
seamstress?
It was a coffee line from.
there's a couple ones. There's
Coffee
a
Muffin?
Coffee Muffin. I don't remember. I remember the I'm all out of coffee. I remember that, and it's good coffee. I don't remember if there was a muffin. Was there a muffin?
I was just
remember
like
the muffin
impressed with
one.
that whole scene because it just sounded like you were energetic, but also very, very sleep deprived.
Yeah, it happens when you're.
That's a lot to
Especially that little
channel.
giggle that you did, like.
Yes.
There's another question here. What was it like when you saw your? What was it like when you first saw your lines for your character?
It's awesome. I mean, I'm very lucky to be able to have, pretty good solid work, consistently with voiceover, but like even after the 100th or 200th time it happens, seeing your work animated to some character is just it's the coolest thing. Even after like 200 times, it's just it makes you realize that yep, this is what I love doing. So
It's surreal, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
just and when I was watching episode 9 and 10 for the first time, I was like that's me, like
Yes.
because you hear my voice, I don't sound anything like Masa.
Mm.
My natural voice is nothing like Masa, so it's weird to remind yourself you did that, like you recorded that, and then I don't know, it's surreal. I'll never get used to it, especially
I
when
do
a
get
voice
the,
is so different to your own.
Yeah, you get the family members who they
Yeah.
can't pick it, and they're going,
That's not
"Wait,
you.
That's not you." And then all of a sudden, like one moment, they go, "Oh, there you are. Yeah, no, I heard you. I heard you just then."
I think it's also funny when, obviously, because when you're playing a character, there's an element of you always in there. So I think it's funny when some family members will look for gotcha moments, like, "Oh, I heard a bit of you in there." I'm like, yeah, that's because I'm acting. It's meant to be part of me in there. Like, I thought I heard your real voice for a second there. I heard your real voice. You're not a good actor. Like, no, it's part of it.
But Brendan, do you ever get those moments where you're doing it and all of a sudden you just drop the Aussiest line?
Oh,
and you're like,
no.
"Oh man, it's so Aussie just then. I can't help myself."
That happened
Yeah,
with me
like-
once or twice.
Yeah, no, it happens too when you're trying to channel like a different accent. Yeah, just Jeff is really diligent and he's really hard on me. He's like, nah, too Aussie. I'm like, oh, okay. And then there have been times where I've had to say a line over and over again, and I think I'm going insane because it sounds like I've hit it. And then he's like, nah, it's still too Aussie. You know?
Well, coming from an American who's had American accent her whole life, this is my first time hearing your Aussie accent, and I thought you had a normal standard American accent. So that's an easy.
That is the best compliment I've ever received. I can quit the industry.
Don't quit. Why would you quit?
I'm at the peak, Jess. I'm going to go out on a high note. You know, thank you, everyone. Thank you. No, honestly, as an actor, as an actor, that's what you want to hear. Like I kind of tell you that means a lot. Like seriously, coming from your peers as well, like that's amazing. Like I know I work really hard, and I suppose, do you guys as Aussies ever have that moment where like you're drilling lines to make it not sound Australian, and it's a bit sometimes you're like, man, I just want to nail this, and you feel guilty that you sometimes can't quite hit it the way you want. Or you might have to change things around the dialogue a bit, with the director's approval. But sometimes there are some lines that can't change, so you have to.
Some words that just in the flow of the sentence don't come out American, and you're like, in other jobs, I'm just like,
well, the big thing we had a back and forth was with Corp, Taz Corp, because
Corp,
Corp.
Some people say Corp, some people say Corp. So
yeah, and here I am saying
America.
Core, yeah, and I'm like, can I say it like Davis? I'm like, no. I'm like, oh.
Well, I think what the beauty of Meta Runner itself is that yes, it's. Does it say where exactly it is in? Is it?
Hang on. Who's making that rustling sound?
Utopia.
It's just a utopia.
Someone's scuffling a mic.
So the beauty of it then at that point is like, and it's the future, anyone can really have any accent because like they're all from various parts of the world. So like
and like
yes, Jeff.
Love.
Definitely he is undeniably Australian.
Which
is a great thing because it ended up being able to secure the voice funding because there's an Australian character in it.
Exactly.
So with that Australianism, like you just don't see enough of that, and so whenever I watch a show as an Australian and I see an Australian actor using their own voice, it is such a breath of fresh air because we can live in. Robin's the perfect example. You can live in another country and still have your own accent. What? So to have this sort of thing where we actually get to use, I was so appreciative of that I didn't need to pop on the accent. I could just be Australian.
That's
some people think I'm English, but
you're a nice rounded Australian though.
It's something really interesting.
Belle is just like back a Burke.
Even if you look at the industry of Australia, so for the longest time, what Australia used to do, like I'm sorry, this might be a bit boring for the American and Canadians, but in Australia, we used to try to emulate Americans a lot in the 1940s and 50s. And then finally, like one of my teachers was one who said, Max Rowley, who was Perfect Match and on all these other Aussie shows, said, no, we're going to set aside and not be ashamed of our accents. But at the same time, we're going to have articulate Australian accents, which is because Australians, as far as speech goes, we're very lazy with our speech.
Yeah, we are.
So dictation is a major thing Australian. Like,
got
some water, yeah, instead of water, yeah. But so I get what you're saying, though, Celeste, because that's the thing. As a result, people are sort of somewhat ashamed of the Australian accent in our own industry and have sort of hidden it. There are people like Anthony LaPaglia, is that his name? The actor who went overseas. He actually had to, for years, act as an American to get roles. He couldn't use his Australian accent. And the funny thing was, he then went to audition for an Australian accent for something. And they said to him, mate, well, they didn't say mate because they're American. They're like, you sound, your Australian accent, you sounds fake. It's like, I grew up in Australia.
That's who I am.
He'd been over there so long. They told him his accent sounded too phony.
Oh my God, wow.
What an ouch.
But anyway,
You know,
I
it's
just
so
thought that was an interesting tidbit because this is a very Australian issue. Like our
Yeah.
accent is something, you know, as artists, we sort of are told to sort of disguise or hide, or you know,
Yeah, so the
it's
boys have just done an
uniquely an
amazing
Australian
job
thing.
to let us
Oh,
keep
yeah.
that and use that. It's been amazing. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
And what was
For the
funny,
characters that can.
Oh yeah.
and what was
properly.
funny, actually, what was funny until a few others joined along, I was actually the only Australian using an American accent. Was-
Well,
Oh,
Little
that's
bit-
true. Yeah, yeah. I forgot, yeah.
It's funny because like I'm someone who's always trying to, advance my repertoire of accents. Australia's been the toughest. It's really
I'll help
hard.
you.
It's been really tough.
yeah. Our
And it's
accent's
just
weird.
because you tend to go to English and it's like it's not English and there's like certain words like no and I'm like, oh, there's
Yeah.
so it's that kind of thing where it's deceptively tough and
Oh, it is tough. Yeah.
yeah, so it's just
It's all
just
in the
one of-
inflection.
yeah.
But the other thing as well,
Yeah.
American and Canadians are really good at using their mouths. Like they use every part of their mouth. Whereas Australia, it's almost like having a beak. You speak very much from the front of the face. Like that's
Oh, yeah.
that's how I describe it. Everything is pointed inward. So everything's all at the front here. That's why
Yeah.
there's that nasal. You've got like a beak. You know, so
That makes
that's
sense.
why.
visual. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
Americans, they really use the back of their mouths, so you can really
yeah.
hear the articulation at the back, and it's wide open. But we're very much, I don't know. It's just how the Australian accent has evolved over time. But the funny thing is, even there's dialects within Australia, like South Australia, for example, has its own.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
New Zealand. Back at NZ,
Yeah.
Mike.
Our Canada.
Yeah, but you can see like, even, like Jess.
Guys.
Oh, sorry, she's waving. Oh, whoop. I'll stop
Yeah,
talking.
sorry. But it is now 8:20 here, and we are gonna need to wrap up in the next 10 minutes here. So we do have some questions that we can speed run through. So we'll dash
Before we
off.
do, I just want to say thank you so much to the con for allowing us to do this. This is the
Yeah,
first time
thank
any
you.
of us have all been together. And so it's a big deal. Hopefully, when things change and the world's a different place, I'd love to come to a con with you guys all in person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you guys are, it's like having a family that you love, but you've never been in the same room. It's a bizarre feeling, but I have such genuine love for all of you, and I think you guys feel the same.
Yeah.
Oh boy, howdy.
Yeah, Equation Con, we do plan on running it next year as well as the digital con. Eventually, we want to go to a physical con when things open up eventually. So that's the goal. So we have Sarahkin29. Real quick, they say, Sarah and Mike is MR Sound Team. Say, okay.
Oh.
Please let them know
Oh, hey.
that Sarah and Mike, the MR Sound Team, say that their beautiful voices are a pleasure to work with.
Thank you.
Sarah and Mike are amazing. I love them to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Dashiell, he has some 4 questions set up, ready to go.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a
All right,
speed run.
Lightning round.
let's power through, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
try
so
to keep it
lightning
one
round
word.
time. First question is, if there was a live action movie of Meta Runner, which actor would you want to play your character?
Keanu Reeves for Masa.
Benedict Cumberbatch for
Play
life.
I was gonna say,
I wanna
can I
play
play
it.
it? I don't know if I can play it. I can't do all the jumps and stuff, but
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan for Lamar.
Robert can
Sorry,
still be Theo.
No. There's only one person that can be Theo.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Really?
SMG4 fans will like that.
Probably
Oh, yeah.
probably Chloe Grace Moretz for Sophia.
Oh,
I
wow.
was thinking her too.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
What is she done? Who is she?
She's
You
look-
Hit Girl.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You look like
Picture
her a
her.
Who
bit.
played Tari? I have no idea.
All right, so next question
Scarlett
is,
Johansson.
in season 1, what was a silly phrase that you guys recall voicing? Like a recording, I should say. Like
All
your
of
favorite
Sophia's lines.
Having to mention those Lamar's pillows names, like Saskia, like that was the hardest. Some of those names are really hard to say if you're just like, what?
The special "Stop biting me."
Ah, yes, from that short. Lux didn't have any goofy lines really, but he had a few goofy moments. Again, Bell, look out!
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
But the crabs, Tari, the crabs.
Yes.
I can't think of any goofy lines. What are her ones? It's just they're so creepy right now and stuff.
Yeah, that's
It's
probably the most
yeah.
memorable.
Between
No,
Lux
there was
and
one
her.
where you. No, there was one from episode 5 where Lux was calling her, and okay, I love the captain's sideburns note there, and she goes, "Hurry along, Bill. Get search the entire."
Oh yeah, she's mocking him. Yeah. Good stuff. I like
That
the
was funny.
mockery.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
hilarious.
well.
I can't
Straight
think
up
of
just
silly
tells them,
lines.
"You're just being lazy."
I just know
Johnson
that
Dale.
anytime where I switch into more like SMG4 Tari, where I go woo, like any moment like that was it's like completely different to Meta Run Atari, but any moment.
I gotta
where
give
switch-
a shout out to one of Haley's lines. All that power.
Oh,
that's
oh, there are so many versions of that.
Let me inspect you a bit.
I also like
I love
Tari's
that.
take of when she's in the game and Sophia's just like, don't worry, if you get shot, you'll just probably respawn. You're just like, that's reassuring.
Oh yeah, I love that
Hopefully
line.
respawn. Oh no.
Okay.
All right, we gotta be quick with these. What's the next
All
one?
right. Oh yeah. Next one is for the cast. What's your favorite band?
Oh.
Casual one.
I
I got
can't.
one.
Queen.
Oh, Queen. That's a
God.
good one.
I had to say yes with Day to Day on Queen.
Oh,
I can't. Too many.
I don't
Yeah.
know,
Waiting
man.
for
So
the
many.
hammer to fall, baby.
Wait. The real answer is AJ.
Yeah, AJ. No, actually, no, AJ. I'm going
You
with AJ.
suck up. You suck up. You're right, but you
Nita,
suck.
I love him. You don't understand. He's amazing.
You good boy.
I don't have a particular favorite band. I like scenic music from film and TV. I'm a bit weird.
Yeah.
About that.
Scores.
Yeah,
I
those-
love scores.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I love me some scores.
John
I love me some-
Williams is one of my favorites. Denny
John
Elfman.
Williams, John Powell,
Jerry
Nobuo
Goldsmith.
Uematsu. He counts.
See, but I'm a musical theater person, so my
Yeah, I
answers
love
are-
musical theatre too. I was gonna say. I was like,
Q Q.
Like, so you know, I don't know which is the one of the moment. I guess
Book
for
of
me,
Mormon.
Waitress
I
is
love
still
Book of
like
Mormon.
way up.
Sweeney
Waitress is
Todd.
way up for me right
Les
now.
Mis.
Sweeney Todd's
Okay.
huge. Yeah, I got to play Love It once actually. That was awesome.
South Park, bigger, longer, uncut.
There you go. There you go.
Oh my god, I grew up with that. Freaking love it.
Yeah. Okay. Next
How's
All
my
right. 2 more questions. So we got second to last. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Geodude.
Eevees? Eevee evolutions.
Oh, Eevee's
Uh,
so dang cute. I'm with Eevee. Yeah.
Rotom.
Yeah.
Which one is Rotom? Is that like
Oh,
a new one?
He's the one. No, it's the one where he can change into like a lawnmower or fridge.
Oh,
like he changed types.
The Pokemon that ended up
definitely
becoming an item.
Yeah. pretty
Yeah,
much.
basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the
Okay.
keys?
Ascended. Yes, exactly.
But, yeah, Mewtwo. Mainly
I like
because
the
I want to
item
voice that.
Pokemon.
They're cool.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Gotta catch
Yeah.
them all, Tari.
Gotta
Next
catch them all.
question.
Gotta catch them.
Next
All right.
question.
Sorry, I feel ashamed. I don't know Pokemons.
That's okay.
You know
That's
some.
fine.
She
I
likes
mean, you could just say
Pikachu.
Pikachu, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah. Okay, Dasha. Last question.
Yeah. Last question is what's your favorite anime? If any of you watch anime.
JoJo's Bizarre
Oh, so
Adventure.
many.
I knew
Kinda
someone was
up
gonna
there.
say that. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm actually watching all of JoJo right now.
Nice. What part are you at?
I'm at Stardust Crusaders.
Oh boy.
That's a
They
good
just
part.
got off of that ship.
Oh,
Oh.
wait, hold on. Which ship?
The one that was its
The
own
orangutan?
stage.
Okay, yep. All right. Okay, you are.
That's an.
Ugh.
Dragon Ball Z,
all you-
Helsing, Outlaw Star. Good. This is too many. Death Parade.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Um,
Death Parade.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many.
I
The
actually
disastrous. Wait, I got it. I know the best. The number
Irresponsible
one anime.
Captain Tyler.
Oh, that was good. The number one anime is Meta Runner.
Yeah. But aside from Metarunner. Oh, sorry.
No,
you
no,
go
that's a
ahead.
good
You go
answer.
ahead,
No,
Hades.
let's end on that one. That's good.
No.
No. We gotta
Oh, okay.
all answer it.
I don't. Okay. I don't really watch too much anime. I'm definitely more Western animation than anything. But
That's fine.
I so mostly I'll watch like Ghibli films. But the one that I really like, and maybe I'm kind of biased because I know people who are in the English dub of it, Cells at Work. I really like that one.
Right.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very unusual anime.
I like it.
I like it though. I have the
Oh,
manga.
it's-
The manga's a completely different story too.
Oh,
It's-
I'm sure. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jessica.
I'm the same. I'm not. I'm sorry. I watched Sailor Moon a bit when I was a kid, but
That counts.
that was
That
my
counts.
extent of anime.
Sailor Moon's still going strong.
Yes.
Yep.
Robin, do you
And what about Miss Anime America over here?
Yeah, let's hear that.
What's Robin's favorite anime?
I made a video on my own YouTube channel for my top 30. It was for my 30th birthday. My top 30 favorite anime of all time. My top 3 that still haven't changed because I think by now I would replace a few things here and there, like put JoJo and Rising of the Shield Hero in there somewhere. But my top 3 will always be Sailor Moon, Outlaw Star, and Cowboy Bebop.
Those are good.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's my childhood.
So Becky wanted to share something from the fans. So it's a really sweet message. Becky?
Oh.
Right. Well, before she does, I didn't answer.
Oh, go ahead.
So sorry.
No worries.
Final
It's
Fantasy
well,
Star
Last
Wars was an
Order,
anime.
and technically speaking, Final Fantasy VII did have 2 spin-off OVAs, and I would love to voice Sephiroth.
Come
in
on,
that
I want to hear the
one, just
fan
saying.
thing.
Yeah, let's hear it.
But anyway, moving on from that, it's besides every single Ghibli film under the sun, especially by Hayao Miyazaki, two-way tie between Dragon Ball Z and Full Metal Alchemist. I love those shows. Now then, the fan thing.
Now to Becky.
Okay, so it's a couple of messages from Tari Blue J9, and I just thought it really summed up everything really well. So it says, just saying before we go, please give you all a big shout out from the community for bringing this awesome event together. Meta Runner has influenced so many of us, and we are very grateful for having you. Thank you so much for giving us an awesome time. We all appreciate your work so much and hope we can see more of you from the future. Big shout out and thank you all again.
I'm getting a little teary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I tip my headphones to you. Thank you.
So lovely.
Glad to have been
Thank you
upset.
so much for the con for doing this. Like,
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh,
It's been
yes.
awesome.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm so glad that you guys were all able to coordinate. I know the time zones is a hard thing. So thank you so much for giving up your time to be here with us and with your fans and to be able to come together. Before we wrap up, can we just go down the line and you guys just give your socials, like where your fans can find you, and like what your major, like where you're most active on. Anthony, would you start?
Sure. I guess my most active social media platform right now is Twitter. You can find me at AntfishVO. I also have a Facebook page for my voiceover, which is Anthony Sardina, voice actor. I'm sure you'll be able to find me there. But yeah, you can check out Team 4-Star's work if you want to see any original. And we got some original stuff coming out, and we also did Dragon Ball Z Abridged, but that's done. So, you know.
So much heartbreak from that too. Like I saw fans asking about that in the thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There were some really good questions in there. And yeah, I'm this way because I wanted to audition for Deborah. I'm not gonna lie about that. I really wanted to audition for that at least. But so it goes. And I can understand the reasons why entirely. But moving on.
I mean, yeah,
Jessica?
Scott worked so hard on it. Yeah.
Was that me? Was that my name?
Yeah, you.
Phallico Jessica is my Instagram handle, and that's my most public one and where I get back to people most on.
Haley?
Yeah, so mine's kind of weird because Haley Nelson was taken, but I'm probably most active on Twitter. You'll probably be able to respond to me. So my handle would be at HAY_LIZZ. So that's my Twitter. That's what I'm most active on. I also have a YouTube page, Hey Lizbeth. That's my YouTube page. I upload vocal covers, and then Hey Lizbeth Actress is my Instagram. And then of course you want to check out my website, HaleyNelson.com. So lots of stuff on there.
All right, Celeste.
Okay, so I don't do much social media, but I have got my Instagram page, which is probably the best place to contact me, and it's just my name, Celeste Notley Smith. It's pretty unique. So it's just that one. There's 2 of them, but one of them's like just for my family, so make sure you get to the right one. And I do have a YouTube page as well. Again, shockingly bad at uploading things, but when they're there, I love seeing people look at them. So have to check it out as well.
Perfect. Brendan?
So my Twitter's just pretty basic. It's Trixen01, so TRIXEN01. I have a Facebook fan. Yeah. My name for Facebook, you know, like there is a Facebook fan page there. I have a YouTube, which is just Trixen01 too. What I might suggest is maybe after this, one of us can do a tweet and tag everyone in, so other
yes,
people.
Please. Actually, if you guys would send it to
In the
Equation
little
Con,
chat?
yeah, you can either send it
Yeah.
here or
No,
just
send it.
message us on Facebook or
Put it
even
in the
on
chat.
Instagram or something,
Yeah.
and we'll put it together. And we can put up a post if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah,
It's fine. Absolutely fine.
But yeah, we should do it and that way everyone can just click and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. But otherwise, may as well just finish around
Yeah.
because why not?
Robin?
I mostly upload on YouTube. I have a channel called Anime America Podcast where I review anime and sometimes do top 10 lists. I'm doing a few new things here and there. I am mostly active on Twitter, which my username is @AnimeAmerica. I do have a Facebook page for Anime America Podcast. If you just type in Anime America Podcast on Facebook, you'll find me. Instagram, same name. I'm trying to get better at Discord. I think it's under the same name, Anime America Podcast. But everyone's like transitioning over to Discord, and me being the internet definition of grandma, is just like, what's this Discord thing again? What are you kids doing nowadays? Back in my day, we used Skype.
We're still MSN Messenger.
And
Oh, that takes you
I
back.
miss it. I miss it so much.
Thank you guys for
Right, and
messaging us directly.
1 second.
That helps.
Oh yeah.
David, it was your turn.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
My name is David J.G. Joyle, and well, you can find me everywhere.
All right, David.
All right.
Where can we
As
find
for-
you?
All right. As for me, I'm mostly active on Facebook. You can find me at David J.G. Doyle on that. It's very simple. You'll find me with a magnificent mane of hair that I used to have. And my
You don't have a fan
Instagram,
page?
that is my fan page.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't
No
realize.
one's getting my personal stuff.
I thought everyone was just adding you personally. Like, everyone, come talk to David.
Anyway, and also my Instagram is Aussie Roth, aptly named. And my YouTube channel, which I'm building with a very good friend of mine, is Imagivotion. The channel link is just all weird, and I hate it how they don't use users anymore, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, it'll all be linked up anyway. So that's where you'll find me.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then again, just send it in the chat on Zoom, so that makes it so much easier for me. Thank you. And then we'll make a post for it so people can find you. I want to thank you all personally again. Thank you so much for coming to this panel.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
you.
Thank you for setting
Oh, yeah, right.
Absolutely. Can you guys? Is there one thing that you guys would like to say to your fans individually before we go?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, let's.
So let's first.
Oh gosh. Thank you so much for all the support, guys, and for being such massive fans of MetaRunner. It's an amazing show, and the only way it'll get bigger and bigger is if you guys like and share and get everybody involved in watching it, because it is a unique show and really special. So thank you very much, and for all your support of us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. That's it.
Times right now are uncertain and are kind of scary, but as long as you have people out there that you can reach out to, friends, family, and all that, we'll all get through this. And MetaRunner's here in case you ever want to watch it. But
Yeah, it's all there, man. Just go and watch
all,
it again.
all season 1. Yep, season 2 is gonna be a blast. So keep your eye out on the various social medias for that.
Oh boy.
And a
howdy.
big shout out and lots of love to the whole MetaRunner team. They're all so amazing.
Yeah.
There's too
Amazing
many to
content
list. There's just so
behind.
many, and they're
Yeah.
incredible. All of them, like the show is just because of them, it works And we're maybe very like we're faces because we're voice actors. There's a lot of people you won't see that like make so much of the show. Like Sarah and Mike from Sound, like they're amazing. AJ and Matt and just all the other animators and it's just too many. They're just all incredible people.
They're all working so hard.
But we appreciate them and you guys should show them some love too. If you see anyone that has Meta Runner in their tag on Twitter or something who's part of the crew or in anything, please shower them with love too. They deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. And what about?
Yeah.
So who's next now?
You go.
Oh, we should go.
David, you go.
Oh, very
And
well.
then we can do Jess.
All right. Again, I thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart for supporting this show and for being here to listen to us chat and have fun and rant on each other and all sorts of things. Stop it, Anthony. Stop it, Sada.
I'm trying to make it work.
Are you a magician?
I'm trying to be heartfelt here. You're brilliant.
I want to say, okay, so
I'm not done yet.
Oh, I thought you done. Okay, go ahead.
He's gone red.
He is turning red. Look at him. He's turning into the other tomato.
There you go.
Down to 3% battery, guys. I'm on 3%. Hurry up.
Okay, okay. Let me finish up by saying, be the best you can be, for that matter. Whatever it is that you want to do with yourselves now, do it. And yeah, times are scary, but it will always get better. We will always get through this. Just remember to be kind, be loving, be honest, and above all else, be friendly, and just continue to be you.
And always run.
Always keep running.
Always running.
Glorious.
You have something, Jess, you want to say?
Who's next? I just feel really privileged to be able to have a part in entertaining you guys, and I'm so delighted that people are enjoying it as much as they are. I know what it feels like to be that fan because I've been a fan of so many things where I'm tripping out on how exciting things are. So I'm so delighted that it's reached you guys. I'm a fan of Meta Runner myself, so I get it, and I hope you enjoy season 2 because it's going to be great.
Who's next? Haley?
Oh, just thank you. I mean, that's all I can really say because anything else wouldn't suffice. Just, it's just, I'm so lucky to be part of this, and that was more than just thank you. But anyway, yeah, just keep watching. It's gonna be amazing, and yeah, season 2 is gonna be incredible. You guys are gonna love it.
Robin, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Lined up with her plushies.
Yeah, get the plushies. It's still surreal that I'm a part of something this big, and just now my parents finally watched the series and they were just like, okay, that was much bigger than we ever anticipated. And I'm like, you see, this is pretty big, and it's getting bigger and better because of all of you awesome people watching the series, and just keep waiting for season 2. It's going to be amazing. Like everything that we've seen so far, we're just in awe that it just keeps getting bigger and better, and we just cannot wait to show you guys. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Season 2, man, woo!
The one thing I'll say as well, like, I understand the world is a pretty scary place right now where there's a lot of uncertainty. I know some people are sort of sad too that that money is a bit scarce now too, so people are afraid of that sort of stuff too, like of what they can spend their money on. When I saw that there was new merch, I set aside one of those dolls for the fans, so at some point I'm going to give one of those away and I'll sign it, the Master Dolls. So if you don't have enough but you really want some meta merch, I'll give one of them away at least, so someone will be able to get that. We love and appreciate you guys so much.
Oh yeah,
and thank you from the bottom of our hearts, sincerely.
And a message from Jeff was that the Theo plushie was sold out, but it should be back up in the stores very soon.
Hey.
Oh wow.
And there better be a Lux plushie.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted to let you guys know that in the chat, on the YouTube live, you guys can go through that chat and see a lot of shout outs that they've done to you guys, just thanking you all for your work that you've done.
All right.
Thank you again so much for being here with Equation Con. It was really fun hanging out with you guys and talking to you about Meta Runner and what you all are doing. And thank you for just taking time to give hope and support to your fans and to each other and also to us. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
You
so
too.
much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for watching.
This was amazing.
Thank you for watching.
I just want to shout out to our brilliant mods who helped out. Dashell, thank you so much.
Yes,
Happy
very
to be
good.
here.
stuff.
Anthony, be the clapping guy.
And A-Dubs who had to leave a little bit early, but she's done a fantastic job as well. Becky as well. Yo. So thank you so much. Yeah, in the background. So thank you, and you guys have a fantastic night. I don't know.
It's in between. It's in between.
It's 15 minutes until midnight for me.
Various days you're in. See you from tomorrow.
Hey, Trooper Sada.
All
From
right.
the future.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
You.
Bye.
Adieu. And we're always running.
Keep running, everyone.
Keep running.